The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating and Air is looking for an accounting administrator and customer service representatives to join their team. Learn more at standardheating.com/careers today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Hello, friends.
Today is a very special day.
National Teddy Bear Day, September 9th.
It's National Teddy Bear Day.
Who's that over there?
Oh, that's the new checkout girl. Don't know her name. Seems cute.
Yeah, very cute. You know what I like to do to her? Something I call a dirty fuzzy.
Actually, you weren't so bad for a guy with no penis.
Yeah, I've written so many angry letters to Hasbro about that. Somewhere out there are 4 terrible fathers I wish I could thank for this great night.
Laurie, hey, you're home early.
What the hell is this?
The ladies and I were just watching Jack and Jill. Adam Sandler plays a guy and his sister, and it's just awful. It's unwatchable.
You ever bring chicks up here?
What do you think?
I think I want to sleep on a bed made of your voice.
Take your position. Showtime.
Yeah. I hope you're not looking to start trouble with us right away, because we're just getting started this morning here on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Take it easy on us. A little early yet. We hope the brother and sisterhood, by God, had the greatest weekend of their lives. Josh, I was unable to sleep last night.
Why? Excitement, I hope?
I was...
happy to get back to work?
One thing was keeping me awake. One thing. I kept thinking, wondering, did Cubby enjoy watching Beetlejuice Part 2? Couldn't sleep a wink.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Son of a bitch, you didn't even see it?
I couldn't. I couldn't really do anything this weekend. My dog, someone stole his nuts on Friday. And so they give the dog this cone, right? They give him a Chris Paul of the NBA, a cone. He just stands there. They give
like
him
the orange thing that you dribble around, like a cone.
The cone of shame.
Okay.
And so they said, hey, if you go anywhere or at nighttime, make sure you put this on so he doesn't lick himself. And so the first thing I thought is, jealous.
Yeah. You got anything that'll stop me?
Yeah, can you show me how to do it?
Yeah.
And he was a psychopath. You put the thing on, and he starts like running into walls to get it to bust open, and it would. And he kept doing it. I've never seen something like that before. At first, he was so docile. At the vet, he was on his best behavior.
Well, probably because he was drugged out of his gourd.
He was drugged out of his gourd. Yeah, he put up with that thing just fine.
They took his balls off. They put the cone on his dome.
Yep.
And once he sobered up, he spent all of his time separating himself from the cone.
Yeah. And so I was so concerned that he was going to tear things open.
Couldn't leave the house.
I couldn't do anything.
That sucks.
So, I know. So I'm around him constantly. He's a stage 7 clinger. He's almost a stage 10. So anywhere you go, he wants to be, right? He wants to cuddle. He wants to be with you. So that made it a little easier because I could keep an eye on him.
Not the first time a dog's balls has ruined your weekend. Tell him that other story.
The teabagging one?
No, I'm kidding around, of course. Well, that's too bad. So you couldn't do a damn thing because you had to babysit this dog.
Yeah. And
that you didn't want in the first place. Your wife was the only one in the family who wanted this dog.
Well, I wanted the dog. I just wasn't ready to get one immediately after our last one passed. I thought there'd be a little more time to adjust. And he's great. I'm so glad we have him. He got me back. His tail got me in the nuts so bad on Saturday that, I had to sit down for about 15 minutes.
That's really interesting because, all dogs are different, but every dog I've owned, whenever they've had to wear the cone, they just kind of sit down and are completely disgusted and disheartened and just sit there depressed while the cone is on their head. Yours chose to be proactive, or yours chose to fight the power.
I think he was more. It was partly a game and partly because he's like, "F you, I'm not going to wear this thing."
That's too bad.
I did try and watch the original Beetlejuice. My son gave me about 15 minutes of his time over the weekend, and so I tried to watch that one, but we both fell asleep. I'd say half hour in.
Well, you're too busy chasing around a crazy dog with bashing its head into the wall.
How did the dog navigate the stairs? I always find that kind of funny, how they try to get up the stairs and they can't with it because they keep bumping into the stair in front of them.
Well, he had it on like 5 minutes tops.
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
So I tried it 3 different times over the weekend, and he'd just basically go knock himself out. But we did have to, on day one, the vet said, hey, when you're walking him, up the stairs or whatever, kind of holding on to him because, like Nick said, he was all drugged up. Afraid he was going to pass out.
Well, that
He was
sucks.
like Ashley on a Friday or Saturday night. Kind of swerving on his feet there.
Oh, Ashley's back from her latest sickness. We are one again. We are a whole again. Welcome back, Smashley.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
Yeah,
Don't like
felt
it
off.
when we're down a person.
I mean, you were only gone a day, so what's the
no,
big deal?
she was gone all week.
All week?
Yeah.
What the hell
maybe
was wrong with you?
Were you in on Monday? Last Monday?
Nobody was.
Nobody was. It was Labor Day.
That was a trick question. I knew that.
Nice.
Aha.
You almost got us.
Yeah,
You
before
almost
I
got
asked,
us.
I totally remembered that.
She wasn't here at all of last week.
Or were you here on that Tuesday?
Nope.
You
Yeah,
weren't.
that was awful.
Trick question. I knew that too.
Sorry you were so sick. You feel much better?
Much better.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
So and
Still
you
stay away from me.
and yeah, please do.
Yeah.
And which has nothing to do with your sickness.
No.
If you could tell us what you told us off the air about your boyfriend.
Oh, now he's very sick. But I was telling you guys that he had it coming because all last week he was talking such a big game about how he's built different and he doesn't get sick. And
Built like a bitch.
yesterday he just came down just sick as a dog, and I'm like,
There's a new strain of COVID going around.
Is that right?
And it's karma COVID.
Oh,
Your
wow.
boyfriend caught it. So did a coworker of ours who gave me all levels of crap. And I, deservedly so. My immune system disappeared. I don't know what's going on. It's more frustrating for me than anybody else. So he's giving me all loads of crap, making so much fun of me, saying, hey, man, this whole time I've never had it. Never once.
Who's this guy?
Our engineer, who I love to death.
Oh, yeah, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. So he's giving me crap, and
And then he got it.
yes, the week I come back, he called me on Friday. He's like, hey, dude, which day was the worst? I got it. I'm dying. I mean, he got it so bad. And so I was talking him through it. Now, I didn't take any time to gloat, but I was thinking it. It was in my head.
Well, time to suck it up, tough guy.
He was the biggest offender as far as giving me crap out of a long list of people.
Talks a big game.
Yeah, the karma COVID. Look out.
Bit him in the ass. All right.
This late summer, it's going around.
Oh, yeah. I hear you. Everybody's back now. We're at full strength. Josh, you might want to prepare yourself. You might be awful busy later. When you make your birthday shout-outs, that's because today is the most common birthday in all of the United States of damned America. Were you guys aware of that? September 9th is the most common birthday in the United States.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that. Being so close to your birthday, it's relatively easy to remember. But
We are getting pretty close to my birthday. Why does it make sense to you, Wapple?
New Year's. Stuff
Yeah,
like
keep
that.
going.
Well, then people have sex, unprotected sex.
Dude.
What? And then 9 months
He's
later,
right.
there's a baby.
oh,
He's right.
yeah. Yep, around Christmas too. A lot of people
Christmas.
have vacation.
That's how it explodes. Josh, what was your parents' favorite time of year to have hot sex?
why would you do that to me?
I'm curious.
You already said, give us some slack. Don't come at us too quick this Monday morning.
I suppose I did.
They had sex 3 times, right? One resulted in me, one my brother, and then my sister.
Oh, man. All right, so September 9th is the most common birthday in the United States. Text us, really, seriously, if you legitimately are celebrating a birthday today. We're at 651-989-9393.
Or if you got a kid. If you got a kid who's
Sure.
a September 9th baby or right around this time.
A New Year's Eve whoopsies.
According to the Social Security Administration, and they're coming for each and every one of us. Trust me, you heard it here first. September 9th is the most common birthday in the United States. Next up in the report, September 19th is the next most common birthday, and then September 12th. I know a September 19 birthday. I'm going to tell you who it is right now. By damn I am. Curtis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's a September 19th birthday.
Are you guys the same age?
Yes. Yeah. I'm 2 days older than the prick. So the 3 most common birthdays, September 9th, September 19th, September 12th. And it goes back to what Wapple was saying. more babies are made in the lead up to the holidays than any other time of year because there's more, as they put it here in the story, cheer in the air, more time on our hands, and more liquor in our systems. So we'll just bang anything and deal with the consequences later, and the consequences are September babies. Strangely enough, September isn't the most common month to be born. That's August, and then July, and then September. There's a lot of arithmetic here I'm happy I didn't have to do. So how about that? The least common month to be born is February, partly because it has the fewest days, and then April, and then November. So happy birthday to all you crazy sumbitches who celebrate on the most common birthday in America.
It's Top Heavy Jesus' birthday today. I don't know if I've heard Top Heavy Jesus come in the text line before. So happy birthday to you from Craig Rosen's beard. Yes, I'm familiar with Craig Rosen's beard.
Yeah, but Top Heavy Jesus?
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it. Why are you hiding her from us?
Yeah. We know what the hell he's hiding her for. Oh, damn. Hey, our listening audience went and sold out another boat party.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's right. However, we're going to have just a couple more opportunities. You know, the promotions department set aside a few more spots just to add to the excitement. Our Rock the River, at one point Infect the River party cruise.
Yeah, was that just 2 years ago?
2 years ago?
Infect the river.
We infected the river. This year
I got infected.
The whole damn thing.
This year we're just looking to good old-fashioned rock the river again. That party coming up on September 20th, which is a Friday night. That sumbitch is sold out. But we'll have an opportunity today for somebody to sneak on. Thank you to Paddleford Riverboats. And at the event, of course, we'll be chucking down free food from Lucky's 13, live music from Gel, Drinkies, and just all kinds of laughs. Be listening for your chance to be one of the final people that we squeeze onto this boat. Nice work, everybody. Thank you very much to all of our listeners for taking interest in such a thing. We'd look pretty silly going down that river with only 9-10 of us.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool of people to buy tickets to that. Has this sold out every year?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay, good.
As far as I know, yes. Well, you're worried that this would be the year it wouldn't?
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I was worried that all previous years were lightly attended because I can't go this year due to a family wedding. So I thought, I hope that has nothing to do with it. There's no correlation. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, this is the year we're going. Yeah. That jackass isn't going to be on the boat.
If anything, I think that hindered ticket sales, Josh.
Well, it's sold out, so I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it would have sold out sooner had you not announced that you were not going to be there.
Our boss said that this one sold out quicker than any other.
Yeah, he did. He said when I first mentioned that, it sold out that day. And the reason I ask is because when I had COVID, I was gone, and I can't remember if I was gone 1 or 2 days, and Dana tells me that we had a record amount of promos.
Just an amazing show.
I still beat myself up about telling you that.
And then, so Ashley, when you were gone, we go through promo ideas after the show. I didn't shoot down one. I was like, yep, that's one.
That's
I'm trying to get up to. You had 6 promos.
I understand.
It was a record amount of promos from one day, and so I was praying we can beat that number. But nope. Just so you know, when you're gone, we're not as funny as when you're here.
Here you go, Josh. You've been disappointing listeners for years when it comes to our Rock the River party. Because you missed last year, too, didn't you?
Yeah, remember I had the super flu?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, with your immune system just went bye-bye a number of years ago. You're disappointing listeners year after year when it comes to our Rock the River party. Covered in Metal Jesus said he only went last year to meet you and you weren't there.
Oh, I know. I feel terrible about that. That sucked. That really sucked. I love this event. And I mentioned this, so I was actually just talking to Nick about this earlier this morning before we got on. And I had asked when I found out about this wedding, I asked, before they made the announcement, when the plans were still in, is there any way we could change the date? Because I've got this wedding and I have to go to, this is when I have to go to. And they kind of acted as if I was the world's biggest douchebag for even asking. And I wasn't trying to big time someone or whatever. I just legitimately was curious if we could move the date because I didn't want to miss it.
So you were treated poorly by our
and I'm
marketing and promotions department?
I'm going to guess it was stress-related. They got a lot going on.
I wouldn't. Well, here's what I said to you off air. I wouldn't want to be the promotions or marketing person in this building either.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So they probably, they were in a bad mood knowing the situation that they're in, and they took it out on you.
I feel the same way, your friendly neighborhood garbage man. I also wanted to discuss the variety of fescues. There are many varieties of fescues, and I could have held you hostage talking about that.
So we'll get another brother or sisterhood member into the mix before the end of the show today. But
Covered.
You sold it out again, and thank you again.
Yes,
you make us
awesome.
look cool. You do.
That is awesome. Covered in Metal Jesus said, there's the one where Ashley brought her insanely drunk friend who almost fell off the boat.
That dude shouldn't have survived the night.
He's not allowed on there, is he?
No, he's not allowed at anything having to do with the station, and not my house either. So.
Oh, even your house?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, I don't recall this. You had a friend that almost fell off the boat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well,
Yep.
all right. To be clear, my boyfriend's friend.
Boyfriend's friend.
I'm not claiming that. He got a little too drunk. The thing that he did, because I know you guys know that I tell people, I think Josh has seen me do it before. Like, hey, behave yourself on here. You're representing me. You're representing the radio station. Like, don't make a fool of yourself. But I guess he had 3 tall boys before he even got in the car. It's like, if I would have known that, I probably went to brought you along, man.
We've had that same conversation with Dana, and he also ignores that.
Yep. Absolutely.
He was nervous, Ashley.
Yeah,
He was
he's
nervous.
It happens.
Oh, geez, Jesus said, are you guys going to play some hard rock on that cruise? Like Lose Yourself by Eminem? Now, I know you're ripping on the radio station for playing that song. But I was told the other day by a friend's daughter that I look like Eminem, something I've never heard before.
You don't look anything like Eminem.
Other than
Not at
being
all.
short and thin, I don't think that we have much in common. I mean, I can rap really well.
Yeah, we know that.
You don't look.
We're both
at all
white rappers.
Yeah. That person needs glasses.
I was going to ask if there's anything to that.
Oh, wow. I got on the topic. Ran into some old friends this weekend. Wayzata had its town party, James J. Hill Days. By the way, a few people shouted brotherhood at me as I was going this way and that way. Appreciate that a lot. Thanks for listening. But hanging out at my hometown party over the weekend, ran into some old friends. And I don't know, we got on the topic of the party cruises we used to take on Lake Minnetonka when we were young, which were just uncorked, lawless mayhem. We had 2 good buddies who ran one of those big party boats up and down the lake. You know what I'm talking about? One of them big double-decker sumbitches. A lot like what we're doing September 20th. You can pour a couple hundred people onto the damn thing. So we used to really go buck wild. I mean, we're 21, 22, 3 years old, and 2 of our buddies are the bosses of this friggin' company. We got to use this boat. Whenever they decided it was time to have a keg party, we could all pour onto one of their big double-decker boats and go up and down the lake, right? So there was one moment that people still can't figure out to this day. Speaking of Ashley's friends almost coming off the side of the boat, I don't recall that, but we had one of these boat parties where it just bad luck. It was 97 degrees that day with 180% humidity, just miserable. But whatever, we got a free boat party. We got to take advantage. So we go out on the lake, and of course we're young, drinking way too much even before we get on the damn boat. One dude just like the old Ric Flair timber. He's had too much to drink. It's way too hot to be standing in the sun, and he just does the old Ric Flair right down onto his face. Okay, we were kind of a heartless group where our overall mindset was, hey, F you if you can't handle it. You're a rookie, right?
Yeah.
That was the mindset we had. But it was a colder vibe than usual because after this guy goes down and he rolls over onto his back He's right in the sun. Nobody bothers pulling him into the shade.
Oh, no. Ouch.
So it was, I understood that whole mentality, especially when you're young. If you can't hack it, that's your problem type of an attitude. I understood that, but this took it too far, really. So it was just the oddest thing that nobody wanted to be the guy to help this passed out individual in the sun. That was just straight up mean. It was. And the conversation I was having with these old friends over the weekend was, why were we such dicks? Eventually, I think an hour went by. This guy is basically a raisin at this point, right? Where somebody finally said, can we drag Dinkus into the shade so he doesn't die out here on the day? It was just, come on, help a guy out.
So sunburned.
Yeah.
Oh, the dude was nearly a dead body.
Just blistered over.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. And I mean, if I were him, the next day, of course, when I can gather myself again, it would be my closest friends who I would instantly say, what was the problem? You couldn't help a guy out? Couldn't pull me out of the blazing sun?
That must have been so much alcohol to pass out in that and not realize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had problems, but what are you going to do?
Saw some news footage on James J. Hill's days?
James J. Hill days.
And
yes.
it looked like it was a good time.
Oh, we had a hell of a time. It's way better than it was when I was a kid. It was real boring. Now they get out the bands and they get out the beer and a lot of food and this and that. So, we had a nice weekend. Just a heads up for our listeners. We got a different kind of a vibe this week. We will be taking tomorrow off, but returning Wednesday and remaining live for the remainder of the week. Unfortunately, a very close friend of my family has passed away, a hero of mine, a hero to a lot of people. So I'll be attending a service and a celebration of life tomorrow. I'll get a chance to say this in person tomorrow, but while I have the chance now, to the friends and family of Len Dugan, condolences. Len was one of the greatest friends the Bourne family could have ever had. I absolutely loved that man to death, and tomorrow we'll be celebrating his life. So I wanted to make sure our listeners knew that when you tune in tomorrow and it's a whatever we call it. What do we call it nowadays?
Backtrack?
A backtrack, whatever that crap is. It's not for long. We'll be back on Wednesday, but tomorrow's about celebrating Len's life, and I don't want to miss a minute of it because he was special. Special.
You've told plenty of stories about his family, and I feel like I know them. I mean, I've met them, but I feel like I really know them from all the stuff you've said. And, I was here when you got the news, and I saw how much it affected you, and I almost get kind of choked up just seeing or thinking of your reaction when you got that phone call.
I appreciate that, Josh. I do, yeah. And it's, I feel for his family. They've lost both their parents now. But if you believe in all that stuff where when you die, you move on and you're reunited with the people that went before you, well, then Len's a pretty happy guy right now because he's together with his wife again.
In this...
he's together with my dad again. And Len was probably the greatest friend that my dad ever had. The two of them together were absolutely they were perfect together.
Well, this wedding I'm going to is a longtime family friend. My whole life I've known her, and her parents were best friends with my parents. And so when her dad died, it was a similar situation where my dad and him, they knew each other since they were 13 years old in seminary, right? They went to seminary school, best friends up until both of them passed. And I just remember feeling like I lost another connection to my dad. And I know that's probably how you felt too. I mean, it's so fresh with your dad passing.
Yeah.
That's extra difficult. Aside from just the type of guy he was, and, losing that connection, that's tough.
Yep, it is. I love the Dugan family. Love them.
I know you do.
I'll see him tomorrow, Lenny Lenny had one. I mean, the dude was nothing but funny lines, jokes. He had so many great lines. I could keep you here all day. But one of them, I tell this story a lot on the air. So I'll leave you with this. This was one of Len's greatest lines. And again, I know I've told this story before, where my dad, grew up working on a farm, and one day my dad was complaining about how he hates fans. God, I don't know how, and I'm the same way now. My dad would always say, I don't know how people could sleep with a fan blowing on them. Or even if he was sitting around watching a TV show, if there was a fan blowing anywhere in the room, he'd say, turn that damn thing off. My dad always hated fans. And Lenny, who was sitting there when the conversation was taking place, Lenny said, well, I know why you don't like fans, John. And my dad said, why? And Lenny said, because the only fan you knew growing up was a cow's tail waving in your face. I just love that line. I still think that's one of the most clever things I've ever heard. So, yeah, that's what is going on tomorrow. And, again, a shout-out to the Dugan family, who I adore and always have.
Well, I'm very sorry for their loss and your loss.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate
that. I saw how that affected you.
Appreciate that to all of you. We'll be taking a break now. We'll come back with the stupid news here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Right now, text TROUBLE, TROUBLE, TROUBLE to 651-989-9393 for a chance to win tickets to Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill is coming to town Wednesday, September 18th at the Ledge. Prize provided by Ledge Entertainment. This keyword is good today, September 9th until midnight.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
Are you looking to improve your work-life balance with excellent benefits like 401k match and even tuition reimbursement? Standard Heating and Air is looking for an accounting administrator and customer service representatives to join their team. Learn more at standardheating.com/careers today.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. Lois Lane's here. Erica Durant's. Hi, Erica. It had to be nerve-wracking. What was your first reaction?
When I first read it, of course, they included the part of the scene where Lois gets up there and she thinks she's doing really great, and then she bails on stage. It was supposed to be comedic, but then they just cut out the comedy, and then I just looked like a stripper, which isn't a bad thing, but it wasn't what my aim was.
Binge seasons 1 through 4 of Talkville before season 5 begins, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, I got to hand it to some of you fellas. Some of you just have straight up style and charisma. You got away with the ladies. Away with the ladies. It's natural to you.
Oh, my God, thank you.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say something.
I mean, I come to mind when you say that. I have what the kids call Riz.
Full Riz, no cap.
I have a degree from Riz University.
Some of you boys, it just comes natural to you. You have a way with the women. Like this here, dude. Let me tell you about this guy. This is what I'm talking about. He had himself delivered in a box to his ex-girlfriend's house.
It's a Josh in the box.
And then got arrested for stalking. Ashley, can you picture that happening on your front doorstep? You open up the door. There's a giant box on your front doorstep. Oh, I wonder what... And then all of a sudden... your ex-boyfriend pops out of the box. Gotcha, bitch!
It would be like just an immediate reflex to punch him in the face.
It is your anniversary on Wednesday, so you never know.
Yeah, me and Dana were talking about that. He goes, what are you guys doing this week? And I was like, celebrating my anniversary on 9/11. And Dana was like, oh, cool. Yep, my anniversary was on the 10th.
You're talking about your exes?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
What are we talking about?
The anniversary of their ex-spouse.
Of our failed marriages.
Okay.
Oh, you're saying for both of yous in 2 days is the anniversary of when you split up with your most recent exes?
No, got married. I got married on the 10th. She got married on the 11th.
Oh.
So don't get married in September.
So they're saying they're still celebrating those anniversaries.
Yeah, me and Dana were talking, like, we hope the people we're dating now do something for us. They better not forget the special day.
Dude got arrested for stalking. He had himself delivered in a box to his ex-girlfriend's friggin' house. That is horror movie stuff right there.
Trojan horse style?
Yeah. This is a 33-year-old, and for all his style and charisma, he's now headed to prison for the next 4 months. Dude and his lady broke up after seeing each other for a year. Dinkus couldn't handle the breakup like an adult. We hear so many friggin' stories about these grown folks who cannot handle a breakup, and they have to do something. He's been acting like a friggin' lunatic ever since the breakup, having himself mailed to his ex-lady's damn doorstep was the last straw. Apparently, the dude had placed a tracker on her car. He's just been bothering the hell out of her since they split up. He told the local cops that having himself delivered in a box to her house was, quote, the only way to get in and get my stuff back.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
She has some of my stuff. Now, the story doesn't explain how this stupid prick exactly set this up. Did he ride in a delivery truck for a while in a box and then was dumped off at the door? How did he get into the box? Who taped it up? Who closed him into the box? I'm sorry, but I don't have any of that information. That would be very valuable for whatever reason the story didn't include any of that. I want to know how the hell he did that.
Yeah, I want to know who taped him in there.
Somebody helped him with that, but I mean, is it possible that he could fool UPS or who else delivers packages?
Well, I'm not sure who does it in the Netherlands, but yeah, they're probably.
Oh, this is the Netherlands?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part either.
So, I'm wondering if they said delivered, but I wonder if they just meant like not necessarily going through a delivery service, like he just plopped himself there. They did use the term delivered, so I wonder if that seems more likely that he just kind of jumped in right there.
But who closed him up in the box?
Maybe it wasn't taped up. I mean, let us first assuming, right? What makes more sense to me is he just kind of jumped in there and closed it up.
I don't know. Why aren't I bright enough to have any of these thoughts?
Well, I could be wrong. That's just kind of what, because I was thinking
because I'm a stupid idiot.
You are not, stop it. You are not a stupid
idiot.
idiot.
I keep doing things.
No. I might be wrong. I don't know. It just seemed to me to make it a little more likely.
Would you tape me up in a box so I could horrify my ex-girlfriend?
As long as we had some holes in there so you could breathe.
Yeah. I would do that for you.
I know you would.
I'd tape you up in a box so you could
We're good buddies.
Out of nowhere.
I just need some air holes and a glory hole. Now, Dana, you wouldn't survive without the internet.
No.
You'd be, if you forgot your phone, can you imagine? You just abort that plane real quick.
Yeah, I can't go 5 minutes without it.
I wonder what the end game for some of these people are. Sure, there's psychos. I mean, well, it's all crazy.
I want to get my stuff back.
Yeah. The ones that just want to say, okay, if you're not going to be with me, I'm going to punish you and terrorize you. But there's also the ones that think, this is such a gesture, I'm going to win her back. By stalking her so I know where she is, popping out of a box, surprising. Like, I don't think you're really thinking that far ahead.
This is just, these people are uncorked morons.
Plus, he was only with her for a year, too. That's not a long time.
Oh, that's a long time if you ask me.
That's a decent amount of time.
Hey, Wapple, coming up, what's the date today? September 9th, coming up in, what's 26 minus 9?
No, don't do that to me.
Well, I'm going to say
it's 19? In 19 days, I'll have been married for a year. Don't tell me that's not a long time.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
26 months. Yeah, I went along with that too quick.
Whatever. 11, 12, 19 days. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not the point.
It's in the teens.
That's not the point.
You're right, Colombian Jesus. Step 1 is to cut a hole in the box. Step 2 is put Josh in the box.
Here's what I want to do, Josh. I want you to tape me up into a giant box, but I don't want you to deliver me to my most recent ex-girlfriend's place. I want you to dump me off on the front step of my first girlfriend's place. You want to talk about true terror? What are you doing here? I haven't seen you since 4th grade. Ah!
Exactly.
And I say, what happened to us?
Oh, no.
Why don't you still love me? Ah, you're all gray and wrinkly and old now. I haven't seen you since 1981.
You know, my first kiss, if you can call it that, right? It's not like a romantic kiss, but was in kindergarten. It was under a desk in library.
Dang, dude.
And then I went on a dry spell until my senior year of high school only. But what if I showed up at her house, kindergarten?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let's stir up some real horror here.
Remember that time you gave me a kiss on the cheek?
Yeah.
At Christ the King in 1985? No, 1980. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where they're not only going to call the cops, but the FBI, the military. I mean, that's really scary stuff when you go all the way back to day one. And do you ever listen, Josh? I know you listen to Love 105 now and again.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
There's a show that my wife and I, my friggin' wife, Jesus Christ. There's a show that we tune into now and again called Hanging Out with Delilah. What is that?
Yeah, she's like a warm hug. That's what Delilah is.
Hanging Out with Delilah on the Love 105 radio station. She takes calls from listeners, and most of it is love-related, of course. Hey, I want you to play this old Hall & Oates song for my wife. We've been together for 75 years. You know what I'm talking about? But a couple of them that we've heard, a dude calls up and says, hey, I wanted you to play a song for a special girl. And then Delilah says, oh, well, how do you know this lady? Well, we dated when... And then, well, how old are you, sir? I'm 63. So who is this girl? Well, we dated in grade school.
No.
Have you seen her? No. You don't know anything about her these days? No. But she was very special. We dated in grade school. See, if I were Delilah, I would have hung up right there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What are you doing?
And
You're
also,
63 years old and you're still calling about your 5th grade girlfriend?
You'd have a conversation with your phone screener. Hey, I know you're relatively new here, but that's creepy no matter how much experience you have answering phones.
We get a kick out of the show, don't get me wrong. And I like listening to Love 105. I know you do, too.
Oh, I love it.
I like soft rock songs. Anyway.
They do a great job on that station.
Every once in a while, she lets some dude through on the telephone line where, I don't know. Why are you still thinking about this gal that you met in 1958?
I feel creepy, but I sometimes think back to, like middle school, and especially now that my son's in middle school, I kind of remember some of that, and I loved middle school. I think back to, like, I would DJ the dances, right? What a nerd.
DJing the dances?
Yeah. I loved it, and of course I'd play all like 80s rock stuff that nobody really was into at my school but me and 3 other guys. Right? But I thought I'm really going to educate these people with some great songs. But then there'd be certain songs that I would dedicate to a particular young lady.
You really had the balls to get on the mic and say, I dedicate this to...
I had bigger balls back then.
Dang, dude. This here's for Rhonda.
And I loved all the equipment, right? And I knew how to use it. So I was kind of like, the teacher would say, hey, why don't you do this? Because you like this kind of thing. So I did.
That was your first DJ gig.
But I would send the song Hungry Eyes out to a particular girl.
Hungry
like that.
Eyes. Help me with that one.
Wasn't that from...
Hungry Eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't say torture me with that one. I said help me with that one.
Yeah, as she's dancing with a different guy, Josh.
Was it Eric Cartman? Not Cartman. Wasn't that who that was?
I'd have to hear it. I don't remember.
Yeah, you're right, Josh.
From a soundtrack.
Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, that's right.
I never saw the movie, but that was a big song.
You never got any play off of your career as a junior high DJ?
No, not even
not even after you played Hungry Eyes.
Not even a longing look. Nothing.
This one's for you, Carla.
Yeah.
Did these girls who you dedicated the songs to, did they ever walk up and say thank you?
No,
or
it was
never
one
said a word?
particular girl. I feel I did go to prom with her, so I mean, at least I wore her down after many, many years. But I do look back at that and think that might have made her uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I didn't think about it. At the time, I thought, what a romantic gesture.
Yeah.
Any girl would be lucky to have the DJ throw a song out to her, but I do feel creepy about it now. I'm sorry.
Hungry eyes.
We had a
All
nice
right.
time at prom.
Back to this guy who mailed himself to his ex-girlfriend in a box. That's what he did. I mean, can you even imagine how effing unsettled you have to be to even come up with an idea like that? Can you imagine his ex-girlfriend's reaction when this dumbbell came pouring out of the box in front of her?
And how disappointed would you be? You're thinking, whoa, what did somebody send me?
This is a giant box. I can't wait to open it.
This could be a turntable or something.
When he popped out of the box, he threatened her with a gun.
Oh, jeez.
And then he took off with the keys to her house. I don't
I'll
know.
be back.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't think he knows what he's doing either. I don't know what his agenda is.
Mr. Escapo, or whatever you want to call this jagoff, he's staring down 4 months in jail and a 3-year restraining order for acting that away.
This is great from James. All right, he thinks I should go meet my first kiss again. This is kindergarten, underneath the desk in the library. She kissed me on the cheek.
Go find her, he says.
And I kissed and told. I told everybody.
Yeah.
By the way. I told everybody. I'm a different man now, but I did. He said I should go find her, say, I'm glad to see you. I want you to meet my son. He's yours. Now, how confused would she be there?
If she was a heavy drinker,
Whoa,
she would think, oh, wait a minute.
this is our son. I had him when I was not only 5 years old, but I have no memory of this whatsoever.
If she was a heavy drinker, that would stop her in her tracks for a couple minutes. I remember one afternoon, Josh and I were spending time together, and Josh said, kiss me. And I said, look, dude, I don't want to kiss you. And he said, please, Nick, just kiss me. And I said, you know, we're friends and everything, but I don't want to. And he interrupted me. He said, please, Nick, just kiss me. And I said, look, dude, I probably shouldn't even be banging you.
You're right. I tried to break the one rule we have, no kissing.
Yeah. All right, what else is going on in today's friggin' stupid news report? You know the type here. We've discussed this type of character once or twice. Someone who's so drugged up and brain dead that they don't know or care at all about themselves or anybody else. When you're more drugs than person, these are the things that you do. A dude broke into a house, and then when the cops caught up to him, he asked the cops to test his meth rocks for him because he was pretty sure he was sold some weak stuff. That's what a 34-year-old feller by the name of Timothy Gunter did a few nights ago. Gunter.
Those are always fun, right? These types of stories where people are that dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're done. They're mentally cooked from drugs or, God knows, maybe just natural-born stupidity. After he broke into a house and the cops caught him, he told the police that he had received some, quote, bad narcotics. He gave the cop a bag of meth, and he said, check this for me, will you? I don't think it's any good. When the guy was asked why he broke into a house, he gave the very reasonable answer of, quote, because I heard dogs barking inside.
Okay.
And by the way, the cops tested the meth rocks, and there was nothing shady about it at all. The stuff was legitimate methamphetamines.
I bet that was a relief to him.
It was.
Yeah.
A relief to everybody involved.
Wapple, you are an experienced drug abuser. Have you ever been sold some fake stuff?
No, I haven't, but one time my buddies bought oregano.
Oh, sure.
Is it that close? I mean, I've seen both, and I feel like I could tell the difference. I get the impression that I might not just the smell is pretty powerful for both.
I tried to buy crack once, and it was just little chopped up pieces of like laundry detergent.
That's disappointing.
No.
Yeah.
Happens.
I wanted some crack. We were heading off to a Lynx game. and I wanted to get really high on crack. And I bought, dude gave me a bag, looked like crack, but it was just chopped up laundry detergent.
Did you still try to smoke it anyway?
Well, but how do you think I found out it was chopped up laundry detergent? So I didn't end up being high on crack at the Lynx game after all.
Cleanest mouth around after that, I bet.
Oh, God, it was a terrible taste.
A lot of suds.
Foaming at the mouth.
By the way, the mug shot, we'll post this on 93x.com. The mug shot of this guy's pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to know, this would be a good one of those Photoshop deals online where people just Photoshop what he's looking at. I can't figure out what he's looking at.
But I took the rest of those chopped up, dried pieces of laundry detergent, and I sold it to someone else after the Lynx game, and I told them it was crack. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you make your money back?
Yeah, made my money back.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you got to see a Lynx game, and you came out with your money back. Came out even.
Now, Humble Jesus says oregano and weed look nothing alike. Yeah, I think I could tell the difference, and I'm not. Maybe they
no
were
one's
high
ever
when they
bought oregano thinking it was marijuana. That's the oldest wives' tale of all time.
I have
My
heard that.
buddies actually did, and that's what I was so confused about. I was like, how did you mix that up? And
No
they
one's
said,
ever
well,
bought
it was
oregano.
Just shake. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would have.
Your buddies are
Especially
making
when
it
I
up.
was younger, I could see myself falling for that.
You really?
Yeah. I was very inexperienced and dumb. I mean, I used to use computer paper as
joint paper?
rolling paper.
Oh, actually. I don't even smoke weed. I know that won't work.
Yeah. What?
That'll leave a taste in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this here sounds like crazy talk to me. But some of you folks who jag off to every conspiracy theory, you might dig this. I don't know much about China, but it says here, China's main intelligence agency, and you don't want them on your ass. China's main intelligence agency is warning their young people. They told the young people, beware of handsome guys and beautiful women because they're looking to turn you into a spy.
I bet Wapple could easily be talked into being a spy by a beautiful woman. Who could talk you into anything?
Oh, yeah.
Not even a beautiful woman.
Yeah, a woman.
Just a woman.
A
You're
woman.
right.
All you need to be is a woman, and you could talk Wapple into anything.
Or if she was a woman at any point in her life, maybe it's a guy now, but it was a woman, you could be talked into it.
Hey, you said you wouldn't tell.
I know a couple guys like you, Wapple, and this, I think, is the best way to put it. You were born whipped.
Really?
Yes, you were born whipped. It's just something about you and a couple other guys I know where your ultimate weakness is any woman. My friggin' wife brought this up. She brought up a couple of friends of mine. And she said, these guys are pretty decent guys. What are they doing with these oddball women? And I said, they were just born whipped. They don't have whatever it takes to get beyond any woman approaching them and saying, I like you. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And they're dedicated until the end.
Some more nefarious individuals could take advantage of that, Wap, as you know.
Yes.
All right, so that's the warning that the Chinese intelligence agency dumped on their young teenage kids. Be aware of handsome guys and beautiful women because they're looking to turn you into a spy. It's really interesting, and I'm just going to keep going. This is another one of those stories where editing goes out the window because I can barely understand what I'm saying. You can't edit what you can't understand, so I'm just going to let her buck. It says here, Chinese college students with access to classified or sensitive research data should especially guard against foreign intelligence agents who might try to lure them into false romantic relationships and then manipulate them into spying against China. I hope you understood what I said, because I didn't.
I always thought a spy would be kind of cool.
To be a spy?
Yeah, I
same
can't.
here.
I'm not very good at lying, so I wouldn't be very good at it. Hey, did you steal secrets? No.
Maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. And then I'd feel guilty. Hey, I lied about that. I stole a crap load of secrets.
So many secrets.
You would actually be impressed how much I stole.
So this all sounds pretty serious. doesn't it, Josh?
Yeah. I mean, I guess why not give that a shot? I mean, if you had just like the world's most intimidating looking, or like just somebody who looks like their face half melted or something like that, you might be a little more suspicious. But, the beautiful people, they get a lot more than the rest of us, don't they? So I'm sure they could talk you into it a little bit easier.
Well, yeah. Chinese college students with access to classified or sensitive research data are especially being warned. Look out for handsome people because they might want to turn you into a spy. But that's pretty much what college has always been about. Sex, drugs, alcohol, and the stress of possibly being manipulated by beautiful people into spying on your own country. That's all college really has ever been about.
Pretty much. I mean, you think about it, when you watch TV or movies, the spies are all pretty good looking.
Yeah, they are.
Suave.
It's all the sweet gadgets.
Now, let me ask you this, Wap. We said that you could be talked into pretty much anything by a woman quite easily. What if, let's say, you were the last picked for spydom? Everybody else they're going after, but not you. Would that be hurtful? Because to me, that would be hurtful.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I'd wonder why.
Yep. Again?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just like high school.
Oh, great. Are we playing kickball again? Awesome.
Things really are different over there in China.
That's for sure.
That's what I'm taking away from all this.
Heard stories.
Yeah, so that was one story. Here's what I have for you this time around in friggin' China. Folks are piling into Sam's Club. They got Sam's Clubs over there. That's fun. So the Chinese folks are piling into Sam's Club, and they're snatching up case after case of alkaline water, whatever that means. Can anyone tell me what that means? What is alkaline water? Is that a
flavored water?
A what did you say?
Flavored water?
No, it's got higher pH levels.
It's like some sort of salt or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Special kind of water.
Some of pH levels.
Okay.
Right. I think.
Fair enough. They're hauling out case after case of this alkaline water because the word is if a guy drinks that alkaline water, it increases the chances of making a son.
Well, I mean, that's big over there, right? They want their sons.
Oh, true.
So maybe they're doing whatever they can, obviously.
Chinese Sam's Club only wants $4 in trade for a 24-pack. I don't know if that's a better deal than we're getting here.
Well, that seems pretty cheap.
Yeah, it sounds like a great deal.
And if it is a better deal than we're getting here, I'm going to talk about it on social media. I'll tell you that.
I'll fix it.
There's a belief over there that Y chromosome-bearing sperm thrives in alkaline conditions. Again, I'm doing my best. I don't know what I'm talking about. During conception, the father's sperm determines the baby's sex based on whether it carries an X or Y chromosome. So they're going for that Y skis. That's what they're going for, because it'll make a boy, typically. So people in China hoping to bump and make a son have started drinking alkaline water up and down.
You hear all kinds of wives' tales about that, right? Like the certain positions or things like that.
Yep.
That'll produce a boy or a girl.
I have heard that before. Certain positions will do this and that. So Chinese social media dorks, a handful of them are saying this is nonsense, but to me it seems like the majority of them are saying, yeah, this works. Alkaline water, and you'll have yourself a boa.
What if there's something to it? I'm going to guess not. Otherwise, everybody would have heard of this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't friggin' know. And what in the hell happened here, Josh? This is effing creepy right here. A park in a place called Warren, Michigan. Okay, we're back here in the States now. A park in a place called Warren, Michigan. Oh, they got baseball fields over there, a playground, picnic tables. folks found something new at the park the other day. An open casket with the body of a dead 97-year-old woman up in there.
Bruh.
Some people wondered if it was an early Halloween prank. They were poking at it. You know what I mean?
With a
stick.
yeah.
What is that?
I probably would have thought that
real?
too.
I absolutely would have thought that.
That's just a doll. Oh, no, it isn't. Ah! And they run for their lives.
I've seen plenty of displays out already. A couple really good ones, too.
There was a
people
real
get
dead
creative.
old lady in there. A real dead old lady in that casket at the park. And I guess what was happening there was some kind of a half-ass wake, an impromptu viewing of a dead grandma.
I don't think you can do that.
No, they can't do that. The dead lady's son said, we were just trying to honor my mother. We didn't mean to cause any problems and certainly didn't mean for it to be in the newspaper. I'm going to make
Who's
a rule.
the last one that left? That's the one you got to talk to.
It's Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and then they walk away and leave the carcass there.
I would assume, right, well, somebody's got this. If I was one of the first ones out. The last one that left, come on, man.
Yeah, Uncle Donnie's got it.
Say something to someone.
Uncle Donnie will wheel her out of here. Meanwhile, kids are showing up in their little T-ball uniforms, you know. I'm going to make a rule right here, Josh. If we're ever playing baseball at a park and there's a dead lady in a casket on the infield, my rule is if you hit her or the casket with a line drive, it's an automatic home run. Dead grandma at the park. That ain't right. You know what happens as soon as they close the lid on that casket, right? Do you guys know what happens as soon as they close the lid on Grandma's casket?
No, what?
She officially loses to The Undertaker. And The Undertaker then goes on to wrestle Bret Hart at WrestleMania.
Yep. It's an automatic bid.
Don't close the lid. That officially, and then they ring the bell. She officially loses to the...
You know, maybe you're onto something because The Undertaker takes so long to get to where he's going. Maybe they text him. He's like, yeah, I'm on my way. And you're just listening to the music forever going, well, he'll be in the ring any second.
It's got to be at least 15 more minutes and he'll be here.
Man, why does he take so long to get into the ring?
Oh, boy.
Worst gimmick ever.
That's when you
why.
go to the bathroom.
All right, you bastards.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I told our players last week, I said, we got to wait 10 days now to play. And I knew that festered in them. And it festered in the right way. It was more like fertilizer. It just grew and grew and grew. And every day they came out with the right mindset and the positive attitude to get better and grow. We gave them 3 things on offense, defense, and special teams to get better at. And I thought they did that.
Oh, sure. That was Golden Gopher football coach P.J. Fleck. They pumped the University of Rhode Island right out of town last Saturday. The final was 48-0. Next up, the University of Nevada Wolfpack comes to town this Saturday. Josh, get some.
Are we getting some again?
Always looking to get some. What's this
Rhode
I'm hearing?
Island.
What was that?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. What's this I'm hearing about the Vikings winning the opener?
Yeah. What a game.
That felt good.
Yeah.
Sam
Never
Darnold
saw
looked-
it.
Sam
Oh, I
Darnold
saw
looked
it.
good
I
out
was
there.
out on the lake. I didn't see the game. Yeah, I thought this Darnold kid was a turnover machine.
But then again, you know, it is the Giants. So
He had one turnover.
I thought the Vikings defense was a garbage pile.
They were great. 2 interceptions.
They won in New York 28-6
That
over the
Van-
Giants yesterday.
That Van Ginkel guy,
Who was this Van Ginkel guy?
I was only familiar with him from Hard Knocks and when he was with the Jets. He was my favorite, well, I'll call him a character. He was my favorite character on the show. He's a family guy, seems like a really good dude.
Van Ginkel.
That's
the name he's going with as an adult.
He's got the...
Dude, I get it, Nick. Every time they said his name, I chuckled a little.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a family man.
He's a family man. He's got a nice family. Seems like a really good dude. Yeah,
Long, beautiful hair.
that hair is gorgeous.
Needs to get a haircut. We'll talk to Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Yeah, apparently the Vikings won the opener. You know that J.J. McCarthy kid? Well, we don't need him anymore, obviously. Right?
No, we got our guy.
Yeah.
Got the guy already. trade J.J. McCarthy, Wapple said on his way in the building this morning.
Yeah, I got a customized jersey that says just that.
You got a trade J.J. McCarthy jersey.
Yes.
He described missing out on this year's football season because of an injury. You guys know he's got an injury. He can't play this season. He described it as a kick in the balls.
Yeah, I think it was for fans, too, that were excited to see him.
He told reporters on Friday, it's tough. It's a kick in the balls. But you take everything life throws at you, and you look at the positive. Well, I never thought anything like that.
It's very profound from the young man.
You take everything life throws at you, and you look at the I'd say one positive is, Josh, that he didn't actually take a kick to his actual balls.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one positive.
You could recover usually from that a little quicker.
There are other positives in there, I'm sure. That's
the same guy that crashed a scooter into his boss's office?
Yep.
Is that what we're talking about?
Tipped over, spilled his beer. The Twins' chances of winning the American League Central Division are circling the drain, it seems. We can talk about that, too, with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder when they show up here in about a half hour. You're a great crowd. Don't go anywhere because Josh's news report is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
Are you looking to improve your work-life balance with excellent benefits like 401k match and even tuition reimbursement? Standard Heating and Air is looking for an accounting administrator and customer service representatives to join their team. Learn more at standardheating.com/careers today.
The Bigger Pockets portfolio of podcasts are worthy of your investment.
The whole idea of what a house is worth is actually subjective.
New episodes available every day.
I've heard a lot of people who are starting to move into flipping because it really has good margins in today's market.
Whether it's real estate, on the market, rookie, or money,
I do think that mortgage rates will come down.
The Bigger Pockets podcasts are on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
We have trained for these circumstances, and what we essentially direct our ground deputies to do is, we know you can't see the heat sensor, but you can see the drone. Walk until you're directly underneath the drone, and you'll essentially find what you're looking for.
A high-tech drone was used to rescue a Wisconsin 3-year-old who got lost wandering into a 100-acre cornfield after dark. This one turned out very well. Fond du Lac County Sheriff's deputies received a call about 8:45 p.m. from the boy's parents reporting he disappeared into the 6-foot-tall cornfield behind their home. Due to the darkness, deputies used a thermal drone to aid in the search. Footage showed the drone scanning the field where rows of corn appear as black and white textured images. Then about 9:30 p.m., a bright white shape, a heat signature, appears moving through the corn, the missing toddler.
Immediately, they realized the need for a drone, and more specifically, a drone with thermal capabilities to be able to essentially see in the dark.
The longer through time something like this progresses, the bigger the search area, the potential search area becomes. So truly grateful that we were able to help.
Video then shows rescuers also appearing as white shapes, but probably drunker because this was Wisconsin, moving through the corn toward the child. Within 15 minutes, the toddler was safely reunited with his parents.
We're going to find your mom, okay? We're going to go find your parents.
The sheriff's office emphasized the importance of technology in the rescue, noting without the thermal drone, the search could have taken hours with a potentially much different outcome. The boy was found about a half a mile from home.
What the hell was he doing out there?
I bet that's pretty fun to go in a cornfield when you're a little kid.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, for sure.
Now, there's a problem that your parents didn't have to worry about when you were growing up in the city right there.
No. Now, when you grow up in a kind of a crappy area of Minneapolis, you're not going to find a lot of cornfields. Not at all.
That would be fun to fly one of those thermal drones, though. That looked badass.
Yeah, you know, a buddy of mine, he's on the drone team for the city of Eagan and loves it.
Cool. Sweet.
They use those things they can do a lot of good. There's a lot of stuff they do with those. Then in California, a missing woman was found alive in the wilderness 12 days after going missing. The 24-year-old was found Friday afternoon by the Nevada County Sheriff's Office in Nevada City, California, at the top of a canyon. Officials began searching for her August 26th after she'd been camping with 3 friends. The day prior, she expressed wanting to go back to Sacramento, and when friends woke up the next day, she was gone.
She gone.
The 47-year-old California high school principal filmed dancing provocatively with a school mascot during a pep rally resigned last week. Robert Nunez, who'd been placed on administrative leave, stepped down from his position after video of the incident made the rounds on social media, leading to his demotion to associate principal. He was placed on leave August 19th after the district investigated him dancing to Genuine's Pony, again, a sexy song.
Hell yeah, it is.
With the school's Viking mascot. In the video, he's seen rolling toward the mascot in an office chair, firing off gold confetti and interacting with the mascot in a provocative manner. While some questioned the appropriateness of his behavior, others, including parents, felt the situation was overblown and said students enjoyed the rally.
I do not think that it's right how much he's under such a huge investigation. I do believe that the kids liked the pep rally. They thought it was fun.
Unfortunately for him, enough people found the dance inappropriate enough that he had to resign his position.
Well, that sucks.
It'd be a little different if it was like a grown adult in the mascot costume, I think. It'd be a little different, but there's a kid in there.
Did this guy just have too many drinks in the parking lot, or what the hell happened?
I think he just got
carried away.
Carried away.
Yeah, he wanted to be the cool principal too much.
And it seems blown out of proportion. I'm not.
Yeah, we can't give this guy another chance.
When Genuine Pony comes on, I'll hump anything, you know?
Even a Viking?
Yeah.
Which one? Offense or defense?
Both. Same time.
Yeah, it ended poorly for the guy. I don't know. I watched the video expecting it to be a little more graphic than it was.
Yeah.
Too. Linda Wu is notoriously now bad at handling noise from her neighbors, but she's even worse at winning lawsuits she files against them. After a year spent licking her wounds from a failed attempt to sue her downstairs neighbor for being too loud, the 57-year-old from British Columbia is back in court, this time taking aim at her neighbor above her. But woe is Wu as her latest legal battle is ended just as poorly as the last. A small claims court threw out her case against 46-year-old Lorenzo Bruno, her upstairs neighbor, and even ordered her to pay Bruno $50 for, quote, unreasonable ceiling tapping and cupboard slamming. Apparently, she did this in response to what she claimed was his noisy behavior. When it comes to Bruno, Wu made over 300 complaints, mostly about creaking, popping, and knocking noises related to his flooring. On the flip side, Wu admitted to tapping on her ceiling to get Bruno's attention, even recorded a call to police where she said she poked her ceiling and slammed her cupboard so, quote, he'd understand. Because of those actions, Wu was ordered to pay Bruno for being a nuisance to him instead of the other way around.
So it's pretty obvious at this point that she's the problem.
Yeah. That's two neighbors now. Over 300 complaints on just one of them.
Man, some people they just can't. I mean, I'll tell you what, I give her credit. You got to have balls to sue somebody named Lorenzo Bruno. You know what I'm talking? I'd be afraid to sue someone named Lorenzo Bruno. I'd be afraid that guys would show up at my door with violin cases.
Yeah. And doesn't it sound like he'd probably have a big family, too? Right?
Oh.
And he's close with his extended family.
That's what he'd be saying the whole time in court. Oh.
Deputies in the Florida Keys arrested a 66-year-old man after they say he was caught on camera exposing himself on a neighbor's property twice. Jail records show 66-year-old Daniel Lynch arrested Saturday morning, August 31st, after the victim reported he entered her property twice in recent days, naked. In one instance, he was improperly touching himself, police said. And for better or worse, the woman provided security footage showing the incidents to which some poor cop had to watch. Authorities said Lynch admitted to the lewd acts and was taken to jail on charges of burglary, indecent exposure, and stalking. A New Hampshire man accused of repeatedly exposing himself was bailed out by an unexpected source, a fund connected to a church. 27-year-old Mateo Riley, who's facing multiple accusations of indecent exposure, was bailed out earlier this summer after being charged with similar crimes. Just last week, he allegedly exposed himself again, this time to a woman at TJ Maxx in Concord, hours after he pleaded guilty to exposing himself to a 16-year-old at a Walmart in May, just hours after. Police say Riley was arrested in July for the Walmart incident, with bail set at $250. The surprise was his bail was covered by a church.
Why would they bail him out? It's like, I just can't believe it. Why would they help him?
While out on bail, his behavior continued, this time with accusations of exposing himself to 2 minors at a Target. Now he's being held in preventative detention.
So the church still has his back?
Well, they did the once at least. Now they're facing quite a bit of scrutiny, so I'd imagine they're going to back away from the guy.
Prolific is the word that comes to mind for this
Yeah.
guy. Prolific.
He's got a major problem. An 18-year-old Faribault teenager has been charged with 3 counts of criminal vehicular operation after police say a game of chicken went horribly wrong, leading to a serious crash which injured 5 teens, 3 of them seriously, sadly. Police arrived at the scene. They found 2 pickup trucks, which appeared to have collided head-on. Ambulances and air care helicopters were quickly dispatched, with several teens needing medical attention. The driver of a Chevy Silverado reportedly knew the driver of the other truck, a Ford F-150, which led to the game of chicken between them. When questioned by police, the driver of the Chevy couldn't remember how the crash happened. The driver of the other truck, a juvenile at the time, told police the crash occurred because they swerved at the same time in the same way during the game of chicken. A crash reconstruction report by the State Patrol found the driver behavior was primarily the cause of the crash, with speed being a contributing factor. The investigator concluded the behavior of the other driver, a minor, was the main factor in the crash because it happened in the southbound lane where the Chevy was traveling. However, both drivers appeared to have veered into the wrong lane before that crash. Thank goodness they weren't hurt worse. I remember as a kid doing stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can see the appeal, but too dangerous. Sometimes people go from aggressively trying to ditch the cops, putting countless other lives in danger, to launching themselves through their own windshield, which is exactly what happened when a 25-year-old guy who fled from police in Little Rock at high speeds hit another car head-on and was ejected partway through the windshield. While fleeing on the freeway, the big thinker thought it'd be a great idea to keep going ludicrous speed as he tried to lose police by exiting and then re-entering the freeway, which never works. Instead, he hit another car head-on. Cops are aware of that one. He pulverized the front ends of both vehicles, sending himself halfway through the windshield. As the old saying goes, he met the consequences of his actions by blasting his face through laminated safety glass.
She was northbound on Broadway. She comes through the light. My guess is anywhere between 80 and 90. They just kind of meet noses, and that's when he smacks into this wall, and I guess his head came through it.
As police exited their vehicles and approached, video shows the guy is a bloody mess. Even worse, the 30-year-old woman driving the other car was pretty bad off, with deep lacerations and other serious injuries.
What a mess.
After the suspect was hit with broken glass at high speed, he was hit with a list of charges, including not wearing a seatbelt. I love that they threw that in.
Yeah, tack that one on, too.
They're like, F you, bro.
There's some pictures of this guy handing out the windshield on 93X.com.
How's his pretty-looking face doing?
He doesn't look pretty happy at all.
Yeah, it looks like that hurt quite a bit. Yeah. Reshma Massaroni, a 40-year-old bank manager from New York, never imagined she'd find herself at the center of a legal storm. But that's exactly where she landed after admitting to a shocking plot to have her brother-in-law murdered. The story, as told by police, reads like a crime novel. She reportedly offered $10,000 to someone she thought would help her hire a hitman. She's really bad at picking a person, though, because what she didn't know was the other person, who police called Individual 1 in the report, wasn't just any middleman. He was a close friend of her intended target and, as fate would have it, an undercover cop. In conversations that were secretly recorded, she didn't mince words. She laid out her deadly plan in chilling detail, even going so far to suggest using rat poison to kill him. Her defense painted a picture of a woman pushed to the brink, however. They claimed she was acting out of character, driven by 25 years of relentless harassment from her brother-in-law. According to them, it all started when she refused to marry him at just 15 years old, a decision they say led to a lifetime of retaliation. They accused him of sabotaging her career and even harassing her daughter. But the law had other ideas. She was caught in the act, wiring $2,500 she believed was going straight to a hitman. The scheme came crashing down when the intended victim and his wife reported her to authorities.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty sick.
You effed that one up.
A man known on social media as Kansas City Chiefs superfan Chiefsaholic will spend time in federal prison after a multi-state crime spree, which included 2 attempted bank robberies in the Twin Cities.
Can he bring any other Chiefs fans with him?
To prison?
Yeah.
Maybe some players, too.
On Thursday, a federal judge threw the flag at the 30-year-old and sentenced him to 17 and a half years behind bars. This after he stole about $875,000 from financial institutions in 11 different incidents across 7 states. A crime spree that included 2 credit unions, one in Apple Valley and another in the Savage. Known as Chiefsaholic, the accused thiefaholic built a big following in the football world, showing up to Chiefs games decked out in a wolf costume, ready to cheer from the sidelines. While posing as a social media celebrity, the defendant was actually running a criminal offense of armed robberies and attempted robberies across 7 states. His robbery spree bankrolled his VIP tickets and traveled to the Chiefs games while he built a fan base online, police said. He's been ordered to forfeit any property tied to his money laundering, including an autographed painting of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, which the FBI has already recovered.
Well, I saw the guy online a couple times. He never looked like he was completely all there.
No.
Not quite.
I mean, I know, yes, he was dressed as a wolf, but even without the wolf costume, he looked like there. But, a lot of those big super fans, they come off a little iffy.
They can. We used to work with one, the Spiking Viking. Was he in the Fan Hall of Fame
I
for
don't
Vikings?
know. I don't know.
I know he received quite an award.
And I don't care.
You don't care?
What was his gimmick?
He painted himself up and he had a big mohawk.
Okay.
With big spikes.
Sounds about right.
Viral TikTok videos showed how to get free money from Chase ATMs across the country last month. The technique involved depositing a check for a large amount of money the user didn't have, then withdrawing a smaller but substantial amount before anything cleared. In reality, the glitch was fraud. And now J.P. Morgan Chase is reporting people who committed the crimes to authorities. It's not entirely clear how many people tried to do this scheme, but it's being reported as thousands, which is a lot more idiots we're surrounded by than I'm comfortable with.
All you gotta do is deposit a fake check at a Chase ATM. Yeah. Just write down whatever amount, but you can withdraw the funds immediately from your account. It doesn't matter if you got like enough or whatever, it automatically clears the check. I saw it online. It's like a real life money glitch.
The viral meme got so popular, tens of millions have watched TikTok videos about the so-called glitch.
People are committing wire fraud and felonies. They're taking checks and they're depositing it to an ATM with money they don't have, immediately going back to the ATM, taking out the money they deposited but they don't have, and essentially committing wire fraud.
Some TikTok videos even showed people throwing money they'd gotten through this method into the air in celebration, making it easier for Chase to freeze the accounts of people who not only tried it, but were kind enough to make it public for them to track down quite easily. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service tweeted, "Don't believe the TikTok trend. Check fraud is a serious crime."
Bunch of morons.
That sounds pretty shady.
As I've said many times, cops invented social media for idiots to pwn themselves. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is warning people to be on the lookout for phone scammers pretending to be law enforcement, with some even targeting individuals who were just released from jail. There are 2 scams which have been happening a lot. In one, scammers pretend to be a deputy using real names from the sheriff's office. They tell the victim it's about a court case, and they need to call back right away or risk being arrested. Mm-hmm. When the person calls back, they hear a voicemail, which sounds pretty legit, claiming to be from the sheriff's office Data Practices Center. The second scam targets people right after they leave jail. A scammer pretending to be a sergeant calls, demanding money at a kiosk for an ankle monitor, and threatens to rearrest them if they don't pay up. The sheriff's office is reminding anyone that they'll never ask for money over the phone, won't call about warrants, and definitely won't threaten to arrest anyone through a phone call. They're also urging folks not to give out any personal information to strangers on the phone. Other scams to be aware of include fake calls about missing jury duty, where scammers say a deputy is on the way unless you pay up, or threatening to arrest you if you hang up.
I mean, just say, okay, send a cop car.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah. They're not going to do anything worse.
Yeah, in all of these situations, don't believe what they're telling you on the phone. If they tell you you're in trouble, just say, okay, fine, send a cop car. I'll be here.
It's appalling anyone would take advantage of people during a vulnerable moment, but Minnesota officials are warning the public about a disturbing level of cruelty directed at pet owners. Minneapolis animal control officials are sounding the alarm on a heartless scam which preys on pet owners who've lost their pets, exploiting their grief to steal thousands.
How the hell does this one work?
Minneapolis Animal Care and Control said they've received at least 30 reports from people who lost their pets and shared their information online or through flyers. Some despicable scammers are contacting the grieving owners, posing as animal control officers, claiming they found the pet, but it needs emergency surgery.
What?
Then, in a particularly low move, they provide a link to wire money, something many desperate pet owners have unfortunately fallen for in Minnesota. Minneapolis Animal Care and Control suspects these scammers are fairly sophisticated, even going so far as to spoof city phone numbers to make themselves appear legitimate.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. When you said lost a pet, I thought you meant they checked out, but you mean the dog has left the house and you
Legitimately
can't.
lost.
Oh, for Christ's sake. You found Booby.
That's awful.
How much money do you want for Booby?
Yeah, they're excited they're found. And, hey, we got to save this pet's life.
That's terrible.
How do you even come up with something? How are you that diabolical?
Yeah,
and douchey?
heartless.
Honey, they found Booby. Get your checkbook.
Oh, it's terrible.
Put Booby on the phone. I'm not giving you a check until you put Booby on the phone. That's
Booby.
not Booby.
What was the last toy you humped? Tell me. Only he'd know. Elliot Neety, Henry Thomas, 53 today. Comedy legend, as universally agreed upon on this show, Adam Sandler, 58. Ooh. Luke Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard, Tom Wopat, 73.
Bought me a Miller Lite in 1999.
Did he do any karaoke or anything? He's a hell of a singer. That Tom
I don't think he sang it all for us. He just bought me a Miller Lite.
Great singer.
Yeah.
NFL great Joe Theismann turns 75.
Never bought me a Miller Lite.
Never once?
What? No.
There's rumors he likes to drink. Dave Jesus texted in to shout out Marie Pasiga. The better half of our buddy Ryan Pasiga said that she and her team were top-notch, worked hard on helping him through a tough legal issue. Well, that's just what they do. No surprise there. Happy belated 17th birthday to Danny from his proud parent who texted in a nice birthday wish last week. Happy birthday to Kensley, turning the big 06 tomorrow. Happy 41st birthday to Mountain Mayhem Jesus from Big Dano Jesus. Happy birthday to VCR Babysitter Jesus from your smoking hot wife. Happy 27th to Jesse, and that's 90. Oh, you know what? We got a 52nd birthday that I lost. I will get to that at 9 a.m. I apologize. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
He's very hairy and has a great disposition. Like I said, he loves to hug and he loves to give kisses.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, wow! Ginkel, touchdown! Wow! Andrew Van Ginkel with the interception. And he takes it to the end zone. 4th and 8. Jones fires, picked off in the end zone. Harrison Smith with his 35th career interception.
As a team, we came and accomplished what we wanted to do. I think we played some complimentary football.
Throughout the 4 quarters of the football game, you see a lot of what these players have put in really long before training camp started. But, over the last month and a half or so, just building up to this moment, I'm really proud of our team.
As an offense, we got going early, but I think there's a lot to clean up there. Just a really, really good team win. Proud of the guys in the locker room.
All right. This is why I want weekends to go by quickly, so we can get to Monday and talk with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. This is what I've been waiting on. Fellas?
Good morning.
That's such a lie. You want the weekends to go on forever.
Give me the good stuff. I need. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, good morning to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From the program. I don't know what I'm saying. My coworkers here are just straight out pumped. Josh says, on the topic of the Vikings, he says 16 more of those, and they're going to make the playoffs.
Hey,
that would do it.
You can't go 17-0 without winning the first one.
That's right.
They've been going on and on about that season-opening victory there in New Jersey, or wherever the hell they play New York Giants games these days.
Yeah, New Jersey.
I'll tell you what, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, what'd you make of this Darnold kid? I thought he was supposed to be terrible. What'd you think of the Vikings defense? I heard that they were going to be lackluster. They beat the Giants by a final of 28-6 yesterday.
Well, I think it was, I thought they would probably win the game. I didn't think they'd probably win it as decisively as they did. So I agree with everything that Coach O'Connell said and everything you said. It was a pretty impressive performance for the first game. it's going to get tougher from here on out. But, we talked a couple weeks ago about how the Gophers really needed to win that game against North Carolina to kind of generate some momentum in their season.
Sure.
And this was kind of that same type of game, I think, at least for the Vikings. I mean, if they would have lost to a pretty mediocre team like that, I think it would have squashed a lot of, hope and momentum. But now people got something to look forward to for the next few weeks, and we'll see where this leads.
Well said, Brett.
I would say the New York Giants are probably the worst team in the NFC.
Oh, no.
Their offense is pathetic. Daniel Jones was horrible yesterday. If I'm a Giants fan, the season looks like it's going to be a long year.
Well, if you're a Giants
fan,
fan,
they booed the heck out of him yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
If you were a Giants fan, Randy Shaver, you would have been burning his jersey in the parking lot after the game. I read that Giants fans were burning their Daniel Jones jerseys in the parking lot.
They left in the third quarter. There was a mass exodus in the third quarter.
Yeah, Randy basically said in a not as nice way as I did that wasn't a very good team, but they needed to win the game.
Well, the Vikings should win that game because they are a better team than the Giants. There's a lot of positives to take from the game. I thought Sam Darnold was very good.
Mm-hmm. Is it too early to start talking MVP discussion for Sam Darnold?
Not at all.
I thought Aaron Jones was very good. I thought their defense played, for the most part, pretty well. But I just kind of take it with a grain of salt because I think in watching the Giants play, they weren't going to beat any NFL team yesterday. They were terrible. And the Vikings had to win that game. And, it's a good one to start with for them, for sure. But I agree with Brad. The schedule is not going to do the Vikings a lot of favors. It's going to get more difficult as it goes along. And they're a good football team. They're not a great team. They're a good football team, and hopefully they can keep getting better and stay healthy. That's going to be the key.
Now, I didn't see the ball game yesterday. I was horsing around with this and that. So you guys tell me, Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver, you guys will be honest with me now. At least I hope you'll be honest with me. This sounds made up to me. Josh was going on and on about some guy named Van Ginkel.
He's a real player. I love that guy.
There's a guy, Josh claims, a Viking linebacker by the name of Andrew Van Ginkel had an interception.
Van Ginkel, touchdown! Wow! Andrew Van Ginkel with the interception, and he takes it to the end zone.
What, you don't think that I know you're capable of doctoring audio?
Yeah, that was definitely AI.
All right, you're right. I could do that, I guess.
Andrew Van Ginkel had an interception that was returned for a touchdown. Defense had 5 sacks.
Yes.
So now they're 1-0, and the San Francisco 49ers come to town next Sunday for the home opener at the new version of the Metrodome.
And we'll get a chance to watch the 49ers tonight. They open their season tonight against the Jets.
Okay.
And, of course, your friend, the gas bag. So we'll get a chance
the
to
gas bag. That's right. I had forgotten all about that. He's really going to try this again?
Yeah, he's still playing.
He's hoping to get past the first series.
The gas bag is starting at quarterback for the Jets. I had completely forgotten about him. I guess the only bad news with yesterday's game is this Jordan Addison kid left the game early in the third quarter with an ankle injury, but from what I read, they're not too worried about it. They're more worried about when he's driving.
I wonder how much crap he was getting from the crowd.
Is it his right ankle? Is he going to be able to drive?
I don't know.
No, I thought it was the left. Because I had the thought yesterday, like, oh, thank God, he'll still be able to make bad decisions behind the wheel.
Right. The Vikings said they're gathering information on this ankle injury, but they don't think it's that big of a damn deal. But, yeah, Giants fans, burning jerseys, week 1.
I mean, players in the parking lot.
I love New York fans for that reason. They're just funny.
But when you buy a Daniel Jones jersey to start with, you're already a little bit off.
Well, it's appropriate. A lot of those people probably bought those jerseys after he torched the Vikings in the playoffs a few years ago, and now they're burning them after the Vikings beat them in week 1 this year.
Yeah, it all came full circle.
Yeah.
So, also, I think there's video going around of this Daniel Jones walking out to his car after the game, and fans are chasing him around, booing him, calling him names.
Pantsing him.
This guy, he hates his life right now, this Daniel Jones, aside from the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and the endless amount of college-age blondes that throw themselves at him. Other than that, he's having a terrible time. The San Francisco 49ers and the New York Jets tonight. Well, what else grabbed you from yesterday, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder? Yesterday was the first big stinking Sunday of what is going to be another miserably long NFL season. Talk to me.
Well, the Bears got by somehow with Caleb Williams not playing all that well, but their defense scored a couple of touchdowns.
They're going to be tough to beat this year, the
I think
Bears.
Their defense is going to be decent, obviously.
I told you, the Bears are going to be tough to beat.
The Lions pulled one out last night, late.
All right, I missed that as well. They beat the L.A. Rams.
Yeah, in overtime.
Randy Shaver, what happened? What do you got over there?
Well, I think that, Atlanta is going to go to their rookie quarterback probably sooner than they planned because Cousins did not look good yesterday, and the Steelers went in there and won that game.
Did Captain Death Rocks did not look good?
No, not really.
He did
He's
not.
done.
No.
His last play, he got sacked, and I was like, I remember how much that used to hurt.
He's friggin' done.
Yeah, so, I think Atlanta's in trouble. The biggest upset was New England winning at Cincinnati. The Patriots are supposed to be, mediocre, better than the Giants, but struggle. And they went into Cincinnati and won a big game for them. I thought to me the biggest game for me was watching Buffalo fall behind early against Arizona and thinking that, okay, well, maybe Arizona's going to be the team that, everybody thinks they're going to be. And Buffalo comes storming back to win that game. I think a lot of people counted the quarterback out. Didn't think that Buffalo was going to be as good. They lost a lot of their offensive, players from a year ago. He's got a whole group of receivers, different receivers, and found a way to win that game yesterday.
As much as people don't want to say it either, the Cowboys look pretty impressive yesterday.
Oh, they look great.
I love the Cowboys.
Zimmer's defense looks really good. Yeah.
I love old Zim. That's why I'm a Cowboys fan this year, because my Eskimo brother's on the friggin' club. I'm cheering for Zim and the Cowboys. What a mess, this Tyreek Hill deal. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, was pulled over for some kind of a traffic incident. I think I read he was speeding on his way to play football yesterday for the Dolphins. Gets pulled over about a block away from the stadium. He's briefly detained by police. He's handcuffed.
Yeah, he's detained on the ground, by the way, laying flat, prone on the ground.
I thought he was tackled to the ground.
There's video of that. Well, I don't think he was tackled, but he was taken to the ground.
He's on the ground. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with Nick. I read articles saying he was tackled.
No. We know, right. He was handcuffed. But I heard, at one point or another, despite him being handcuffed, he got knocked to the ground by the cops. And just a total mess. Other members of the Miami Dolphins pull over when they see him on the side of the road. And one or two of them got handcuffed as well for interfering. Just an absolute mess. One of the cops who was involved in the incident's been placed on administrative leave. There's an investigation. It was just a gong show.
No idea, for real. No idea, man. It's crazy. It wasn't disrespectful, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
I guess the police officer was put on administrative leave. Were you aware of that?
Nah. I wasn't. That should tell you everything you need to know then. You feel me? It should tell you everything you need to know.
I feel you.
I do want to be able to use this platform to say, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? It's crazy. I want to be a cop one day. I got a state trooper, had all that, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But figure out a way to, flip this and, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, so that way we can team together and, do something positive for the community. Because that's what it's all about, bro. I have a platform, and I want to be able to team up with you guys. So that's all I got to say.
This was just an ugly scene. And then the
Sounds
dude
like
goes...
he's handling it pretty well.
Sounds like he is handling it pretty well. Well, let's go back to the millions and millions and millions of dollars in college-age blondes. That's probably what makes him feel better about it. By the way, someone texted and said, you got to check it. Don't feel too bad for Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. They say he's dating a lady named Kay Adams, and we're all supposed to look her up. Do you know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's attractive.
Yep.
How do you know her? Is she famous for something?
She does like interviews, and she has a couple podcasts about football.
Oh, she's
different
gorgeous.
sports.
She's a sports reporter.
Yep.
Kay Adams. Okay, when I have a minute, I'm going to
She
look that up.
appears to be about 3 feet shorter than he is as well.
She is very small.
Wasn't he like 6'5"? I thought he's a giant.
He's a big dude. Yeah. Okay,
Tyreek
Hill.
We got an update on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah?
From up at the crack of dawn, Jesus. I guess they figured out what happened. The officer's fantasy football opponent had Tyreek Hill starting. So he was trying to get an advantage.
You friggin' guys. All right, I got to look up this Kay Adams. So then later on, Tyreek Hill scores a touchdown in the game and does some kind of hands cuffed behind his back touchdown celebration.
I like that. That's up on 93x.com if you haven't seen it yet.
Will you guys give me a minute to look up Kay Adams?
Go for it.
Sure.
All right.
Not that it's a big deal, but Kay Adams is about 12 years older than Daniel Jones?
Is she really? She looks really young.
She's 38.
Maybe it's because she's small.
What is Daniel Jones? 26?
Yeah.
27?
Probably
25 maybe?
I want to know her skincare routine.
He likes him a little more. He likes him a little more seasoned, Randy.
Seasoned. Experienced. Why not? A veteran.
All right, here's what everyone else is talking about. I got a couple text messages on this already. All right, Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love is going to be sitting out for a while because he hurt himself in that Brazilian ball game.
And the franchise quarterback for a franchise that has had nothing but franchise quarterbacks in the last 32 years is down with 5 seconds left.
Wow, that just makes me feel terrible.
Bottom of the division.
He hurt himself in that game last Friday night in Brazil, and he'll be on the bench for 3 to 6 weeks, is what I heard most frequently.
Boy, the fans were into that game, weren't they?
Didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
Never saw it.
Yeah, they were really into it.
Big raucous crowd, waving flags.
Yeah, the whole deal.
Nobody got killed.
Not that I'm aware of.
Because the rumor was, well, I guess that's not the proper term, rumor. The concern was somebody's going to get killed.
Oh, real quick, just so, 'cause I'm sure we might get some text on this. He's actually not dating Kay Adams. Those were rumors. He has a long-term girlfriend. Her name's like Ella Bonafide.
See, now you're talking about, we're back to Daniel Jones now?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm sorry, he's not
her.
dating Kay Adams. He's dating who?
Her name's Ella Bonafide. They've been together forever, they say.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah,
See, now Nick's got to take some time and look up Ella Bonafide or whatever.
Bonafide?
Yeah, how do you spell that?
There's a sick joke in there somewhere.
It's a Bonafede.
Oh yeah, there's
that's
a joke.
That's the one I was looking at the picture of. She's the tiny one.
Yeah, yep, she's very small.
All right, we'll figure out who Daniel Jones is banging by the end of this break. We will. So Jordan Love was playing in his first regular season game since signing a 4-year, $220 million contract extension this summer. The only other quarterback on the Packers roster is some kid named Malik Willis, who finished the game there Friday night after Love went down skis. So we get to go through this list of names again. You know, whenever a big-time quarterback gets hurt, we have to investigate, you know, what veteran they might pick off the couch to take his job.
I think they signed Ryan. Didn't they sign Ryan Tannehill?
Oh, did they?
I thought that they either inquired about him or signed him.
Okay.
This weekend.
Well, that might settle that. I was going to read Ryan Tannehill, Trevor Siemian, Kellen Mond, Nate Sudfeld. These are the out-of-work veteran quarterbacks that are still available. C.J. Beathard, P.J. Walker, and, of course, former big league pitcher Trevor Bauer are available.
Boy, his name comes up a lot.
It does.
Trevor Bauer. People text in his name a lot.
Well, there you go.
That's a tough blow for the Packers because obviously they had a lot of high hopes for this season, and you know they still may be okay, but certainly Jordan Love is one of the reasons why people thought they were going to be pretty good. So.
You know whose phone is ringing this morning? And caller ID tells him it's coming from Wisconsin? Cam Newton.
Oh.
Just to get Randy going.
I doubt it very much.
I want to see what Cam Newton can do in Green Bay.
I want to just see his outfits and hats again.
Well, you don't need to see him. Did you see what Justin Jefferson was wearing yesterday?
Oh, I'm so done with this fashion show.
Yeah, when
garbage.
did that kind of become everybody doing it now? It's usually like a.
How about Aaron Jones with the sombrero?
I kind of like that. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
I missed that.
That's his thing. He wears a big purple Viking sombrero. It's kind of what he does.
Cute.
Check out the kid with the sombrero. That's an old famous Harry Carey line. No, I didn't see the fashion show. It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, NBA players started it years ago. And now everybody wants to show off, how cute they can be as they walk into the
Now
game.
it's kind of become a thing in the WNBA, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. And it gets a lot of coverage. People talk about how much this costs or that costs.
I don't know if anybody found this funny, but again, back to that NFL game they played in Brazil. Before the game, a Philadelphia news anchor got a live on-air Brazilian wax to celebrate the Eagles game in Brazil.
Jalen Hurts! Alex Holly! Oh!
This is up on 93x.com.
Kelly Clarkson!
I bet that kind of thing reinforces how happy Randy is to be retired from television news.
Stop that. It's so bad.
It was a little silly.
Oh, my God.
I mean, talk about a bit that's been done to death. Anyway, I think they were waxing his legs.
Yeah, they kept calling it a Brazilian. I always thought Brazilian.
What news director in their right mind says, okay, let's do that. That'll be great.
Yeah,
That's just so dumb. Come on.
It is really dumb.
You're right, Josh. I imagine what you're about to say is a Brazilian wax is like everything downstairs.
Yeah,
area?
I thought it was like a bikini area deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Because I clicked really fast on that, and I thought, well, they put that on the news, but that's not what happened.
This guy, 74 years old, the anchor by the name of Mike Jarek. He was laid out on a table right there on their television news program, and they were waxing his upper leg, half-ass, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
The NFL's new kickoff rule produced its first touchdown over the weekend. That was in that Arizona-Buffalo game.
Yeah.
All right, I got my first look at the new kickoff thing. It'll take a while to get used to it. A kid named DJ Dallas of the Arizona Cardinal brought a kickoff back 96 damn yards. All right, so that's what the league was hoping for, right? It was off to a slow start, I guess, the new rule.
Well, there's still a lot of touchbacks. If they're trying to eliminate or lessen the touchbacks, it's still not going to work because, kickers can boom it way past whatever the zone is that they call it to return the ball.
They call it the friend zone.
However, because of the rules, you may see a few teams keep dabbling in trying to kick it between the 20 and the goal line just to keep teams honest that they understand what the rules are, or kick it in the end zone and make sure that they down the ball. So
feels to me like it's a high risk, high reward thing for the kickoff team, because you're trying maybe to pin them inside the 20. If you've got a good coverage team, but if they get by that first wall now, the way it's set up, they're probably gone.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it played out in the replay I saw of the Cardinals character running it all the way back. So let me get this straight. Where is the kickoff?
It's from the normal spot.
The 40? 30? Where the hell was it?
35, from the 35.
Now, most kickers can just boot it smooth out the back of the end zone, right?
Sure.
Well, then why the hell not just do that every time?
Well, because like I said, you might feel like you have a good coverage team, and you're like, well, we don't want to give them the ball on the 30 automatically, so we're going to try to pin them inside the 20.
Well, that's just silly, I think.
Yeah.
It's just silly. Just kick it out.
Certainly the advantage of the kickoff team under the old rules is that running start that you get, that long run down the field, allows you to separate yourself from the guys that are blocking you. In this case, they're only 5 yards apart from each other. And so it makes it a lot more difficult obviously they're trying to lessen contact and the threat of injury and concussions and things like that.
That massive running start that the kicking team used to get, right?
Correct.
They can't start their run until the receiver touches the ball.
Right.
Correct, or it hits the ground, one or the other. And so it doesn't give them the kind of advantage that they had before. I mean, the advantage that they have now is that they are, 30 yards ahead of where they would be, but they're standing still. So the goal is to try to have more returns with less threat of injury. That's the goal.
So it says here the new kickoff gimmick was off to a slow start, but yesterday there were 3 returns going for at least 50 yards. So they're getting a little bit more action.
I'd love to know what the percentage is of touchbacks to returns, though, for the entire day.
Yeah.
And if they ended up having more returns percentage-wise on a Sunday than they normally would.
So we got to talking about this Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the New York Jets for now. New York Giants, sorry. The quarterback for the New York Giants for now. He didn't have a great game yesterday against the Vikings, and fans were booing him in the parking lot and burning his jersey. We tried to make the guy feel better by talking about all the hot action he gets. And now listeners are texting in their favorite wives and girlfriends of other pro athletes. I just like the way this one came in from Dunky. Nope, that's not right. From Dinky Doo Trucker Butt Jesus. He said, Chad Greenway's wife is a 5-foot dime. I just thought that came off cool. Sorry, it got little reaction from the other people. Dinky Doo.
I thought it was
Trucker,
funny.
but Josh enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The rest of the folks, you got to hit them with a hammer sometimes. I don't know what they expect.
She is lovely. I've never seen
I was going to say, I was trying to figure out if I'd ever seen her.
Yeah, me too.
A 5-foot dime.
Former track star.
She's a former track star at Iowa, and she's a very sweet lady. She's very, very nice.
You are a former track star at Iowa State, and you are also a very sweet lady.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. Here's something Randy Shaver's been all horned up about, and I want to get his take on it. Tom Brady's debut announcing football games.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What'd you think?
Well, I thought a couple of things. One, he's kind of understated. He's not going to be loud and obnoxious. I thought he did a good job. I didn't think it was over the top great. I thought maybe there was a little bit of nerves involved and just kind of figuring out when do I speak and when don't I speak. But I will say that he's not. I mean, I thought Greg Olson. I like Greg Olson. I think he does a nice job. But sometimes he gets a little too much. A little too loud, a little too whatever.
Sure.
That's not going to be Tom Brady. If you watched yesterday, listened actually, not necessarily watched, but listened to him, he's not going to do that. He's going to be very under control. I thought very understated. I thought he was...
He's going to be a little bit like Troy Aikman, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I would say he's a little less understated than Troy Aikman, actually, maybe.
Well, he got mixed reviews. It's his first shot.
And I understand why he would get mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But he's super smart. I mean, obviously knows the game. I think there were times where I thought I would get a little bit more inside baseball information about some things that I didn't. But I'll take this understated, approach as opposed to trying to be John Madden, because I think there's some guys that try to do that. But no, I thought he was okay. I didn't think I wasn't blown away, but I wasn't offended either. I wasn't turned away.
Fair enough.
So give it some more time.
Some not listeners, that's what we have around here. Viewers, I guess, commented on Tom Brady. I didn't see a second of it. I'm hoping to avoid it altogether. Lots of awkward silence and obvious commentating. He sounds nervous and unsure of when and how he fits in. Someone else said, Brady hasn't looked this uncomfortable since facing the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Twice. See, I disagree with looked uncomfortable. I didn't think that he looked out of place. I will say there was probably a lot more silence than normal. But again, I think it's him just trying to figure out how it all fits.
Did the lead announcer have any Giselle jokes for him?
No.
No, there was no Giselle jokes?
I only watched the first half, so I don't know. Maybe he threw him out there in the second half.
This is hilarious. Dallas Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey would have tied the NFL record for longest field goal ever, but there was a delay of game penalty.
Oh, you love
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Ridiculous. 66 yards, and he boomed it through.
Just tied the record. Oh, you guys, it was delay of game.
You know what,
Great.
Nick?
Thanks.
And then you know what, Nick? They gave him a 5-yard penalty, and he left the field goal unit out there to try a 71-yard field goal. And then they decided, I think they called a timeout then and put the punting unit out there. But there was some conversation that they were actually going to try. And if anybody in the NFL right now can make a 71-yard field goal, it's this guy. He's got an incredible leg. So there was, for a moment there, it looked like the Cowboys were going to let him try a 71-yard field goal.
The Beeb's still running things over there in Dallas, isn't he? I loved watching him wet his pants after that delay of game penalty. The flag was thrown. Oh, my guy, the Beeve. Okay, speaking of the Cowboys, one of my favorite teams, nobody wears that highest paid player label for very long, do they?
No.
Nope. Yesterday, Dak Prescott is now the latest highest paid NFL player ever with a 4-year, $289 billion whatever. He's 35 years old already?
Mm-hmm.
Who's he dating?
Let's see.
Oh, I just saw her this morning. I don't know who she is, but she looks very happy.
Who's he dating this time? That's what I want to know.
He's making $60 million a year, by the way.
Wow. Word.
Sarah Jane Ramos. Ramos.
Ramses?
Yep.
Oh, I heard bad things about him.
Sarah James Ramses.
Ramos. She is, wow. Wowie, wowie, wow.
Well, her brother, Ramses. we found something out about him. We found out he was a real douche.
Find an NFL quarterback that doesn't have an attractive wife or girlfriend. That would be the news.
Yeah, I suppose the hot ones, they want to date the NFL. I'm bored to death with this overhyped nonsense, and it's also ridiculous that we need to be given this information 5 months ahead of time, but whoever Kendrick Lamar is doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Has this ever been announced so early in the football season?
Yeah.
No.
What? Yeah? When has it ever been announced this early? Week 1, they've announced who?
I think it's even happened before the season at times.
Well, I don't remember that.
I'm pumped for this,
know
though.
about that.
I absolutely love Kendrick Lamar.
Never heard of
I
the
think
guy.
my wife's a big fan, too.
Him and Drake are like now they're enemies. They have a bunch of they have beef with each other. So people are pretty psyched for it to just be like one long diss track the whole time.
Yeah. I wouldn't know him if we were 69ing.
No, you would not.
Well, you'd have trouble with that because isn't he 5'5"? It'd be very awkward.
Yeah, he's a short guy.
I think you'd need a taller person to try that with.
Is he a littler guy?
I thought, isn't he the one that's like 5'5" or something like that?
I wouldn't know him if we were scissoring.
That's not out of character for you not to know who you're 69. I mean, it's usually not like a famous singer that I'm aware of.
That's true.
Get that visual out of my head, please.
That's pretty true.
I mean, how many times have you said I was with someone in Andover? I have no idea.
I haven't always been terribly familiar with who they were. You're right.
I've had to ask you. You're 69 and you never even asked her name.
No.
That sounds like a country song.
That's friggin' annoying. That's friggin' annoying that they made this announcement so early. Now I gotta hate this for a full 5 months. I used to only have to hate this decision for about a month. Now I have to hate it for 5 months. That's putting a lot of pressure on me. Kendrick Lamar. Golden Gopher Football Club completely pumped that Rhode Island team Saturday. It was 48-0, huh?
I would hope so.
Rhode Island.
Did you hear that, Randy?
Rhode Island.
I did. Yeah. Yes.
Next up is the Nevada Wolfpack, the University of Nevada.
I told our players last week, I said, we got to wait 10 days now to play. And I knew that festered in them. And it festered in the right way. It was more like fertilizer. It just grew and grew and grew. And every day they came out with the right mindset and the positive attitude to get better and grow. We gave them 3 things on offense, defense, and special teams to get better at. And I thought they did that.
Does PJ smoke cigarettes?
And also they played Rhode Island. So I mean, you know, come on.
Does he get that? Does he get that voice from just shouting so damn much?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I always assumed, it was his enthusiasm.
Or does he smoke Viceroys or something?
Possibly.
That'd be cool if he did.
One's mug.
I agree.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, looks like the Twins' chances of winning the division are circling the drain.
Boy.
You thought the Giants had a bad day yesterday.
They're
How
circling the
about a
drain.
bad weekend?
Yeah.
The boys lost in Kansas City.
They were
City
scoreless
pitching showed up big.
Yeah, I say they were scoreless in 26 of the 27 innings they hit over the weekend.
Yeah.
They got to get something cooking here for Pete's sake.
And they just let a whole bunch of teams back in the wild card race too this weekend. Detroit's only 3.5 back. Boston's only 4 back. Seattle's only 3.5 back. So
this next week is going to be critical. I know they get the Angels for like 3 or 4, and I haven't looked past.
They get Cincinnati at home after that.
Yep. Well, Cincinnati's not terrible, but they're struggling too. So they're going to get a couple of struggling teams. But I mean, Kansas City woke up, and that's not a good thing for the Twins because their pitching is, obviously at this point right now, Kansas City's pitching is better than the Twins at this point.
Well, they've got an
MVP in the middle of their lineup in Bobby Witt. So, the Twins. I still think they're going to make it as the wild card, but I agree. I think their chances of leapfrogging KC and then catching Cleveland are not looking as good.
Nobody's hitting right now. And Rocco F. me running ball deli. He blasted his ball club after this Kansas City series. He called it unprofessional.
Rocco! They have to win minimum 4 of these 6 games at home because next week they go to Cleveland for 4, and then they go to Boston for 3. Oof. And that's going to be...
Boston's in the middle of the fight in the East, too.
Well, not only that, but like I said, they're only 3.5 back of the wild card or 4 back of the Twins in that final wild card spot. So if they go into Boston and lose 3 like they did in Kansas City this weekend, the Red Sox are going to take that wild card spot away from them.
They start to
sit... Twins,
yes.
If the Twins crap the bed this week and find themselves in worse shape heading into next week, the season could be over then next week. Yep.
They start their series with Anaheim right away tonight at home. And Davey Festa is going to be on the bump. And, of course, the lineup is missing Kepler, Buxton, Correa. But, the fellas who are on the field got to rally and make this thing happen.
Yep.
It's a bad series in Kansas City, and they're well aware of that. They just got to turn the corner. You can come back from this. People are texting in to tell me that the professional women's hockey club that we have here in town, they now, as of 5 minutes ago, have a team nickname. Last year, they were just the professional women's hockey club, right?
Yep.
They are now called the Frost.
The Frost.
I like that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess it could be worse.
Yeah, but not by much.
At least it's not the Wild.
It's just the same damn thing, really, to me.
Minnesota Frost.
The singular names. I'll go to my grave hating the singular-sounding names. I can't handle it. But there you go. Congratulations. You have a new name. The Frost. Now that I've said it twice, I hate it. Snoop Dogg. No one can get enough Snoop Dogg. Here's what is going on with him lately. Boy, he was really inspired by his time spent covering the Olympic Games a couple months ago. Snoop Dogg is now looking to put on something or another called the Hood Olympics.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'd watch that.
Me too.
I would too.
And this is for athletes who don't make the regular Olympics. According to Snoop Dogg, there are athletes from, quote, the hood who aren't able to compete in the Olympics for several reasons, and he wants to give those people a chance to show off their skills. Here's what he said. There are a lot of homies in the hood, and a lot of them could run a 10.2. A lot of them can high jump, throw the javelin, backflip, swim good.
swim good. Not well, not exceptional, just swim good.
That's great. Jump over gates and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what you're saying. You didn't have to ask me if I know. I do. I understand all those words and the context of the conversation. I want to make it available for the athletes from the hood that didn't make it. Hopefully we can make this make sense. That does sound like fun. That does sound like fun. You know what else is fun?
Great opportunity.
You know what else sounds like fun, Josh? Wandering around high through Paris and jumping on television once in a while and then having $9 million handed to you. That's what he did.
Yes. That's what he did.
I'd want to keep that feeling, too. I'd want to create some other Olympic Games, too. If I just smoked a bunch of ganj and then went on television and said, oh, my God, did you see that foot race? And then they hand me $9 million.
Called being a smart businessman. So he's creating his own games, and then the network's going to say, okay, here's a check. You write out the amount, and you can host it.
Maybe one of us will be selected to compete in the Hood Olympics.
I live in Egan. I don't think so.
Well, that's fun. Snoop Dogg's having fun. He drives me nuts sometimes, but he's having a good time, and I can't argue with all that. Is this show happening already? Has anybody seen this television show? There's a Netflix series featuring NBA stars. Anthony Edwards is in the mix. I thought this started already. Has anyone seen it?
No. I have not seen it, no.
Seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
My guess is they're probably going to launch it a little closer to the NBA season.
Oh, I thought it had already been happening.
I don't think so.
There's a lot of these shows. That's probably why.
Okay. It's called Quarterback.
No.
And no. Okay, someone look this up.
It looks like October 9th.
Oh, I thought it was rolling already. Well, no wonder.
Starting 5, it's called.
Starting 5. Yeah, here it is. You're right. Right here in front of me. Oh, I thought it was. All right. Well, then you obviously haven't seen it. It ain't out yet. Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Buckets, DeMontis Sabonis. 10 45-minute episodes. You think you can make it through all of them? Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, are you going to watch Starting 5?
I'll give it a shot.
I think I'll probably pass, but yeah.
Oh, you are just a dick.
I'll watch the clips people post on social media.
I'm sorry, you're going to do what?
I'll watch the clips that people post on social media.
That's not going to cut it.
I'll watch it just to watch Buckets for a little while and see what
you have got such a hard-on for Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
You would know him if you guys were 69 and it'd be a dream matchup.
You're right, I probably would.
I mean, you really, really love that guy.
No, I just
know you.
I like him. I probably like him more than anybody here. I wouldn't say I love him, but
you do.
I think he was a little bit misunderstood, but that's just my opinion.
Well, we heard something about him recently that wasn't too appealing. I guess he signed up for some all-star rich prick poker tournament and acted like such a douchebag that they told him never to come back again. I'm telling you what, if you're at a rich person's poker tournament and you're the douchebag, that's not good.
Yeah. Brad, did you like emo Jimmy when he had his emo character?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that.
Yeah.
That was very funny.
That was odd but funny.
Mm-hmm. Netflix has got some other series going on. I know you guys like that stuff. You like to watch those sports documentaries. What do they got? Oh, these are past documentaries. This new series, Starting 5, they want to hopefully have as much success as other Netflix series that everybody watched. One of them was called The Quarterbacks. And the other, did you guys see this one? It was called Formule 1.
I haven't, but I've heard it's great.
Drive to Survive.
Yeah, I've heard people that love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, that's crazy popular, that show.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And then, what is it, September 25th, Netflix will have the Vince McMahon documentary coming out.
Oh,
yeah.
You know who brought that up the other day, Wample? Great.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Thanks for bringing her up.
What did I do?
My friggin' wife.
Oh.
She brought that up. She said, did you know that a Vince McMahon... Yeah, she brought it up.
Breaking news, Vince McMahon is stepping aside.
The lawsuit accusing him of countless depraved and humiliating acts.
I didn't think the lawsuit could shock me, and I was floored.
When it comes to Vince, a lot of that is a character. He's going to show you what he wants you to see.
Who made this?
Netflix.
Okay.
I think it was the people. Oh, well, I had.
Here, let me just ask you this: Did the WWE have anything to do with this?
No, they did not.
Good. I'm tired of those WWE documentaries. Hey, we're going to tell you the real truth. No, you're not. So good. So WWE had nothing to do with it. Vince probably fears this.
Yeah.
Good.
There was already statements saying that Vince is pissed.
Well,
about
good.
It.
Good. All right. Before we get out of here, there's a couple more notes for Randy Shaver plus Brad Ryder. Chicago Sky, we're talking WNBA. Chicago Sky star and Rookie of the Year candidate Angel Reese will miss the remainder of the WNBA season because she's got a wrist injury.
That's a bummer.
Oh, boy, that's too bad.
Yeah.
She finishes with the and she's unable to complete the season, but she's already set the record for most rebounds in a single season. And that is too bad. And I'm trying.
Single season by a rookie or a single season period?
I think it was period, Skis.
Oh.
Rookie or otherwise. Most rebounds in a single season. And, that is a shame. And I'm not trying to be a dick here. I just needed to point this out. You know how I love it when athletes play this card. She said, I have showed that I belong in this league even when no one else believed.
Oh,
that's not true.
Okay, hang on. Hang on now. I don't even need to go any further with that, do I?
No.
When no one else believed. You were incredible in college. A lot of people believed. She also said God gives the hardest battles to her. I'll get there. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Okay, it's a wrist injury. Josh, it's just a wrist injury.
Yeah, I think she'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's a great player. She'll be back. And finally, a soccer player in England. He's also going to miss the rest of the season. He plays somewheres. It doesn't matter because you wouldn't know anyway. This guy's been ruled out of playing soccer after a, quote, pretty hefty sneeze destroyed his back.
I'm so worried that's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of. I read this headline.
Yeah, I have hefty sneeze after hefty sneeze. I got a problem. I don't know why they're so large and violent, but they are. This guy, he had a prior back problem, okay? And then he cut loose with this sneeze, and it just blew everything loose.
Oh man.
That's hilarious. His name is Victor. His coach said Victor is a powerful boy, and even his sneezes are powerful. Look, I'm a grown man. You don't call me that.
You big, strong, powerful boy.
What are we doing
I'm a big
there?
strong man. I'm a big strong man.
Yeah. It says here he felt
I'm a big, strong guy.
It's Pete Alonso.
Exactly.
It says when he sneezed, he felt a crack in between his ribs.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
That's an all-timer.
Didn't you know someone, Josh, who tore their back out with a fart or something like that?
No, he hit his head. He sneezed so hard,
yeah.
he went out for a couple of seconds. And then we worked with another guy who sneezed so hard, he crashed into the median on a freeway.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's right. I know someone who threw their back out with a fart.
Yeah, I thought you did.
That was me. You want to hear?
And it was a lady, right?
It was a lady.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's terrible.
Come on.
No, true.
No, she tossed her back out of place with a fart.
Come on.
It's a true story, and it's gross. You want to hear a couple of these notable soccer player injuries? I mean, it's no different than reading baseball, football. We love all the hilarious off-the-field injuries. These just happen to be soccer players. One guy poached an egg in his microwave, and it exploded in his face. And it scalded his face.
Oh, no. Did he have the door open to the microwave watching it?
Well, I think he hauled it out of the microwave, and he was ready to enjoy his poached egg, whatever that is. And it just, and it burned him right down to the bone. What the hell is a poached egg? It doesn't matter. Here's a soccer player who accidentally poked himself in the eyeball with his boarding pass while waiting for an airplane ride.
Come on, man.
Ooh, paper cut on your eye.
He
That
just
sucks.
stabbed himself in the eye, in that soft, fluidy part of your eye with his boarding pass. And he went down. You know how soccer players do. He rolled around screaming.
You had to.
I'm sorry. My favorite still is Lou Ford. When I was with the Twins, Lou Ford burned his chest because he ironed his shirt while it was on.
Yes.
Yeah, they got a board for that right in the hotel there, Lou.
Yeah.
That is an all-timer
I
without
can't
doubt.
believe that ever happened. That is
Trust me, it did.
Oh, I believe
I
you.
saw the burn marks.
You saw the burn marks on his skin?
Yeah, well, yeah. That said, I was in the clubhouse quite a bit, and he was. I mean, it was a running gag, and he showed everybody.
Did he put burn ointment on it
Put
and
some
what?
of that aloe
Lotion
on
on
it.
his
Yeah.
Aloe?
Yeah.
Did it put the lotion on its skin? You want to hear one more soccer player? Broke his jaw. Oh, man, I bet that would hurt. Getting your jaw broken. Guy broke his jaw while eating a carrot.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
There you go. I got nothing left. You guys hope you had fun, and tomorrow we'll get to Randy Shaver. Wednesday we'll talk to you again, Brad. You guys go out and have a wonderful day.
Tomorrow.
Huh?
We won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, right. We won't. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, see you
Sounds
guys
good.
later.
Later,
We'll be
boys.
back with more here in a minute on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
Are you looking to improve your work-life balance with excellent benefits like 401k match and even tuition reimbursement? Standard Heating and Air is looking for an accounting administrator and customer service representatives to join their team. Learn more at standardheating.com/careers today.
Every week, Michael Rosenbaum is getting deep with someone new on the Inside of You podcast.
Lou Graham of Foreigner. Want to know what love is. Feels like the first time. What is the hardest song to sing?
I've been waiting for a girl like you.
Yeah. I try to karaoke that song because it seems, waiting for a girl like you.
The verses are nice and
easy. But when you say waiting, that's it. I'm done with karaoke. Yeah, I guess.
Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I hate them. All of them, bro.
Every damn last one of us, huh? I hear you. You're a terrific crowd. Hope your Monday isn't whooping your ass too badly, and thank you for listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Shows. We've made her all the way up to 8:31. We have, right now on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, text band, B-A-N-D. Text that to 651-989-9393 for a chance to win tickets to the sold-out Rock the River Cruise, Friday, September 20th, jumping on board Paddleford Riverboats. That's it. Our listening audience went ahead and sold out another beer party.
That's great. Thank you so much.
We appreciate that a lot.
Absolutely.
Again, the word is band, and you text that to 651-989-9393. We've sold this pig out where you have. Our listeners have sold this bastard out, but we still got just a couple more chances to squeeze some more live human beings into the mix. We got free food from Lucky's 13. Lucky's 13. The keyword is a reference to our live music. Gel is going to be performing on the boat, and we'll just have some drinks and try to get along as best we can. The prize is provided by Paddleford Riverboats, and again, thanks a million times to those folks and to our listeners for selling the damn thing out.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I love that one.
If only the light of my life was going to be there.
I know. I'm bummed I can't go. I'll be at a wedding thinking of you guys. If I do any dancing, I'll send you a video.
Oh, yeah. Please FaceTime us.
Yeah. Oh, you want a live?
Yes. That would be better.
If you do any dancing.
I hope not to, but if my wife insists, I gotta go. Get out there on the dance floor.
Is she the type who likes to get out there and, shake it up?
Oh, she loves to dance. Yeah, she loves to boogie.
Yeah. She loves to boogie?
She likes to get up on it.
Get up on it. I remember that song. All right, we closed out our little conversation with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder by talking a bit about Netflix programming. So how badly are the young people hooked on the internet and the ability to watch this program and that program and the ability to keep up with all their favorite teams, which you can do so easily now with all of these new inventions that I don't understand? How hooked are young people on this kind of thing? Apparently so badly that a U.S. Navy officer has been demoted for secretly installing a Wi-Fi satellite on a damn battleship.
I mean,
that's hardcore.
Knowing how to do that in the first place, that's crazy. You're in the middle of the ocean and you can get the internet somehow? Awesome.
F me running.
Just pings your location. Oh, no.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's why he got in some trouble.
Totally it.
They secretly installed a Wi-Fi satellite on a ship deck so they could check scores of their favorite stupid team and stream shows and all this and that. You got to be friggin' kidding me. This was on the USS Manchester. Did you do a tour on that one, Josh?
Nope. I have on some of the retired ones, though, in San Diego, which is I'd recommend anybody do that.
Oh, when I said tour, I meant like a legitimate tour of service. You're talking about...
Oh, no, I was never in the military. No.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
Your haircut indicates different.
I have the haircut. You're right.
Oh, right. You did a civilians tour.
Yeah.
Of a couple... Ooh, that must have been cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
That sounds sweet.
Saw an F-14 Tomcat right there. I talked to a lot of vets who were... They were just kind of saying, hey, you know, when we're on a mission, this is what we do. We do this and that. It was awesome.
What did you make of the sleeping quarters? Do you think you could have handled it?
This is the thing, right? So I'm 5'9", just barely. I don't know how anybody taller than that can be comfortable on one of those.
That's what I've heard.
I've heard they're a little better now than, you know, the ones that I toured, but not much. And those bunk beds are so tight. If you're claustrophobic, and this was on this giant battleship, right? I mean, absolutely huge. If you're claustrophobic, you're in trouble. And then we went into the captain's quarters. My God, I'm surprised there's not a mutiny on every single deployment.
It's beautiful.
Just great.
It's got like 2-3 rooms and all this stuff.
Everything's like marble.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, the difference is it's like you're walking into a Hilton. I don't know, is that a nice place? You're walking into a nice hotel or whatever.
It pays to be the captain.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, by the way, so... I started off this conversation by saying the young people are hooked on the internet and streaming, and you can't get enough. I'm getting a couple of texts going down this route, like, say, Bank Examining Jesus is saying, young people, my 40-year-old wife is addicted to her phone, refuses to acknowledge that she's addicted to it.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of adults that are in that same.
Yes, I know. I mean, I guess the reason why I connected it to young people is this is a story about... a United States naval vessel. I'm picturing 20, 21-year-old people. So, but sure, yeah, it's not only specific to the young. Look at Dana over there. He's a junkie. He can't stop with the tweeting and the phoning and the whatever you people do.
How did the Iranians forget where we were? Well, we're all looking at Pornhub at the same time. We've got the internet now. Yeah, it's funny. They mentioned, checking sports scores and streaming Netflix and stuff like that. They left the Pornhub off. You know that people were watching porn, right?
Mm-hmm. So back to the sleeping quarters, and then I can get to the bulk of the rest of this story because you visited a real battleship. There's got to be some kind of a gas rule.
Oh, man, yeah.
If you're really... It's as tight as you say it is, Josh. You're basically sleeping hip to hip on these tiny bunks. There's got to be some kind of gas rule. I don't know. You know how some families have a swear jar?
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
Probably. I'm sure there's rules.
If you let it ride, like a keeper, you put $5 in a cup, and everyone collectively can use this money next time they're on leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's got to be brutal.
There are people texting in that have experience, said, sleeping in the racks, there's worse things going on than just how tight those quarters are.
Oh, no. What are you talking about?
No.
Guys are jacking it?
I'm not going to say some details. People are saying various things were occurring.
There better not be any push pops.
What's a push pop? Yeah, there's various things. Maybe bodily functions are a part of that.
What was that prison movie we watched, Josh, where there was one inmate joins another. Now they're going to be cellmates. And the older inmate, who had been in that cell for a while, tells the new guy, if you're gonna fart, put your ass up against a wall.
Was it Let's Go to Prison?
If you're going to jack off, face the wall. No, it was a darker movie. Oh, it was Felon.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Which is one of the greatest movies ever.
Oh, yeah, that is such a good movie.
All right, so this was, again, if you're just joining us, a Navy officer was demoted for secretly installing a Wi-Fi satellite on his ship deck to check scores of ball games and stream their cute little favorite shows. This was, where are we now? Summer of 2024? This is about a year ago. The USS Manchester went on patrol in the Pacific Ocean. And some of these folks, service members, they knew they were going to be forced to live without the luxury of Wi-Fi after they set out to sea. And they didn't want to miss their shows and miss their ball games. So there was one particular Command Senior Chief Griselle Marrero. She was demoted to the rank of Chief Petty Officer because she orchestrated this whole gimmick. And there were 15 others who were in on it. They all pooled their money. Maybe it was gas money, and I don't mean motor vehicle. Maybe it was fart money that paid for the equipment because they came up with $1,000 to hook this thing up, to buy the equipment, I guess, that was needed. They were eventually busted. They were able to use, and you guys help me with this because I don't speak this language. They were able to use the Wi-Fi network dubbed Stinky to access the internet to stay up to date on news, sports, movies, television shows, and text people back home. But, as you might imagine, in close quarters like that, it didn't take long for the rumor to spread as to what these certain folks were up to. The ship's commander caught word of it, and the S hit the fan. I'll be damned. And they did say their little bit posed a serious risk to their mission, operational security, informational security, and they got dumped down in rank. Man, I don't know if I would wear that with much of a badge of honor.
No.
Nope.
I would feel pretty friggin' silly if that was me.
Yeah. You'd almost just have to punch a superior so you can say, oh, yeah.
That's why.
I punched a superior. That's why I'm demoted.
I slept in the captain's bed when he wasn't looking. All right. Some of you folks, you got to have. Tell me one or two moments that stand out, I should say, where you're fingering your phone, you're watching a show, you're on the internet, and you think to yourself, my God, I have to put this down. Like a situation where you were coming off like a junkie.
When I watch it while I'm showering.
Oh, wow, that is intense.
You really?
Yeah, because I'm like watching a Netflix show and I don't want to stop. So I just I have like this little mirror.
They can see you too through the phone.
Yeah, I have a little mirror in the shower and it has like a little shelf under it. So I can just put the phone right there.
How long are you in the shower, out of curiosity?
Not long enough to be doing that at all. Like I'm talking like less than 5 minutes. I do not need to do that,
and
but
you're watching a show, not
Yep, watching a show.
A regular show.
Uh-huh.
It's too much to let it go for 10 minutes and come back to it. You got to just keep it cooking.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyone else, that junkie moment with your phone or
it's not a moment, but a hypothetical. So we've talked on this show how I love the reality show Survivor on CBS. New season starts next Wednesday. And I've tried out for it a few times.
Oh.
And my fiance, she watches it too. And there's this one episode when you get further in there, it's called the loved ones visit, where your significant other, your mom, your dad, they come and visit you. It's the first time you've seen them in, however many days, 30 days. And I was talking about that with my fiance. I said, if I ever get on Survivor, hypothetically, and you're the loved one that comes to visit me, I need you to have all the scores from soccer games and Buffalo Bills games to keep me posted because I won't have the internet out there. And that's the first thing I want you to tell me is how my teams are doing.
Yeah, you haven't seen her in like how many months?
And all I'm concerned about is sports scores.
All right, I know this Buffalo Bills thing is real because you've spent like thousands of dollars on their jerseys and their hats and their sweatpants and whatnot. But let's can we just cut to the chase here and be honest? Just with the five of us, you really watch soccer?
Oh, all the time. To the point where it's concerning to my loved ones.
It's not just trying to add to your quirky vibe. Like, you really do watch the soccer?
I just like things that I like.
And then he has to get up at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning to watch some games.
6:30 every Saturday and Sunday.
That's what shocks me because our boss is the same way, loves it, and he'll wake up early, not necessarily to come into work, but on the weekend to watch soccer.
No, I'll get a text from him, at like 7 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'll immediately panic. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, okay, it's just soccer related. It's all right.
Josh, would you say your junkie moment when it comes to programs and the internet and all that stuff, would you say it's, because I know you pull this off now and again, where you and the wife sit down at 10 o'clock to watch a series and it's 4:30 in the morning and you're wrapping it up?
Well, I was just going to ask you, so I don't, unless it's like a Vikings game or, every once in a while a Twins or Wild game, whatever, I don't watch TV during the week. And so we get ours in Friday and Saturday night. So I don't know, is that a junkie moment or that's when we catch up, that's when we have time to watch it.
I mean, just knowing that you've spent, 6, 7, 8 hours blowing through a whole series, I think, that's...
But I can go days without watching it. So
That's impressive.
it's just I get it in when I can.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be playing video games and I'll set my phone up and I'll have like a game going or something like that, like a Twins game.
Oh,
or
I
something.
like that move.
I do the same thing, Wapple, except like a TV show. And I don't know if it's just because the ADHD, I need to have like multiple things going on at the same time. But
like during the week, I mostly read or else I'll watch like YouTube videos, but how to do stuff. So I don't know if that counts. But yeah, I can easily go without my phone. I'd love to go without my phone.
Yeah, I wish they never would have come up with the damn things.
Half-assed morning show.
Come out to play on 93X.
All right, here we go. We were talking about how hooked some of us are on constant, how should I say it? Electronic media intake? Is that one way to say it, Josh?
Yeah, sure.
You're always streaming this and that on your phone, and then you go over to your video game, and then you're on Facebook, then you're on Instagram, then back to a series that you're following, and over and over and over again. Ashley said she even watches programming when she's in the shower.
I've never done that. I'll listen to something. That seems different to me, but maybe that's the same thing.
You're not alone, Smashley.
oh, that makes me feel good.
Do you feel better about it?
Yeah. Oh, I always wanted to have like a real TV in my shower, though. Have you guys ever seen those like really baller bathrooms where they have a flat screen?
Yeah.
No, really?
And then some of them will have the shower where you can sit down, and then they also have the TV too. That's sweet.
Cool. I'd never get out.
I haven't seen that kind of thing in person, although it did blow my mind 40 years ago when one of my buddies' bathrooms at his folks' house had a built-in place to sit in the shower. That completely blew my freaking mind.
Yeah, that's game changer.
Yeah, that's luxurious.
Can't believe it.
Really? Like, what do you mean game? Why do you want one? What do you do? Shave your legs? Or?
You could just sit down and take a shower.
Oh, I thought that was like for people to shave their legs and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't shave my legs, but yeah, it's nice just to sit down.
I shave mine. You're acting as if that's kind of a weird thing to do. So, I mean, I got a buddy. I texted him the other day about something, and he's like, hey, I'll call you in a few minutes. I'm in the shower. I told him, first and foremost, why are you texting back in the shower? I can wait. It's fine. You could just text me afterwards. You didn't have to respond.
He's hooked.
Or checking texts.
That's exactly what we're talking about. People are just hooked. They cannot stop with the phone and the this and the that. So, yeah, to make you feel better, Ashley, Velociraptor Jesus also watches programming in the shower. Ask Me About CrossFit Jesus watches stuff in the shower. Stuff,
Sweet.
He says.
What kind of stuff?
We know what kind of friggin' stuff he's watching.
It's got to be mostly that, right? Don't you think? I mean, how long are you in the shower where you, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
Well, you're not a junkie just yet. That's why it's difficult for you to figure it out. A listener named Robert watched the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones in a day and a half and even called in sick to work.
That's impressive.
All right, Ashley, you've missed work for every other reason. Have you ever skipped work so you could keep going with a show?
No.
March Madness Jesus said he's been taking showers and listening to the podcast. That's nice. Thank you for taking us in the shower.
I like when people listen to us naked.
Me too, especially since our podcast has the ability to record video from your phone. And he said we're all welcome to do a live show there. Let's broadcast from March Madness Jesus' shower.
The 5 of us in one shower.
That'd be great.
Just hear the water running.
And plenty of people sit while showering.
I don't have the ability. I don't have one of those
I don't
little.
have that either.
I don't have the built-in chair. I guess I would if I could. I don't know. 9 times out of 10, my legs can hold me for that long. 9 times out of 10, I just get in, do the regular shower, and get the hell back out. But I suppose there might be 1 or 2 situations where I'd want to sit.
Oh, I think super hungover and then just sit in the shower.
Yeah,
I don't really get super hungover. So
when I was in college and it'd be hungover, I'd just sit crisscross applesauce in the shower.
Yeah, same here. Or the fetal position.
Yeah, just kind of contemplate life and the decisions I made recently.
Double D Jesus watches movies in the bath. I could see doing that.
I've done that.
That's completely different.
Yeah, I've done that when
completely
I'm sick.
different.
Been a long time since I've taken a bath, but yeah, if I had a TV in there, I could. I suppose I could use my phone. Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time.
All right. Anyone warped enough to already start considering their Halloween costume?
No.
Not even you, Ashley?
Yeah, no.
I was waiting on it.
I have, yes.
Because you're a Halloween psycho.
We went to a couple of Halloween stores, I don't know, a few weeks back. And,
You did? Right. I forgot. You're Mr. Scary in the neighborhood.
I enjoy. Yeah,
Mr. Scary.
I'm also
That's what the
known.
kids call him.
I'm also known for our Halloween display. Yeah, they know us for both.
Oh, what did I say?
You called me Mr. Scary.
Well, yeah, you do the huge grand.
I was making a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I had misspoken.
No,
said,
no.
Yeah.
I made a joke. It went nowhere, which is par for the course for me.
So
But yeah, I saw a few outfits there that I'm like, oh, maybe I should be that guy or this guy. They had like, is it the Scarecrow from the superhero movies, the bad guy?
I don't know him.
I'm not sure.
Basically, it's like a sack on your face, like a.
Oh, I know.
Well, that reminds me of that movie.
I don't know his name.
That reminds me of that movie called The Others. Was that what it was called? No.
What's Strangers?
The Strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they
Like
just
a
have
burlap sack on the face. I realized I said a sack on my face.
Yeah.
But
That sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool. It had like teeth behind it, kind of. I thought maybe that'd be fun to wear.
So since you started becoming the scary house on Halloween, you really decorate the balls out of your property and you make it like a special thing for the kids. Since you've started doing that, have you been dressing up to try and scare the kids when they come to the door?
No, I haven't.
You're considering it.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
want to do something like that. Usually,
That'd be cool.
Scarecrow from Batman. Thank you. I knew it was some sort of superhero movie. Yeah, I'm very tempted. So I haven't, just because we've gone.
You're too soft-hearted for that.
Trick-or-treating. That and my wife sometimes will even say, we don't want to scare the hell out of the kids.
Yeah, you do.
Some people, yeah, that's definitely part of it for some.
I could see you maybe doing it like 2-3 sets of kids come to the door. You're in some scary outfit, and you legitimately scare a couple of the kids. You would take that outfit off because you would feel too bad about it.
Yeah.
But I like that you're considering it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was trying to think of something to do. I thought about dressing up as the Haktua girl.
You know you're going to see that.
Just for that. Oh, I'm sure that's going to be a popular one this year.
That and the breakdancer from Australia.
Yeah, ray gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, here's something that reminded me of you.
Just to annoy my neighbors, I thought, like some of the dads in the neighborhood, I thought if I dressed as the Haktua girl, it would really annoy all of them. I thought that'd be fun.
And explaining it to all the children what you are.
I don't think I'll explain it to the kids.
This is so friggin' dumb, I can barely stand it. But you are a massive Chipotle supporter.
Oh, yeah.
They've got their own Spirit Halloween costumes. Aren't those like the really cheap ones we always make fun of right?
Yeah, they pop up into like an abandoned Old Navy and stuff like that, or Circuit City.
Oh, I wouldn't say they're all.
Okay,
They've got some nice stuff.
Well, hang on a second. I don't understand what I'm talking about. So, who are the folks that have those standard cheap costumes? I'm a donut. I'm a foot. You know what I mean? Just you pull them over the top of your head. You know what I'm talking about? The cheap stuff.
I know what you mean. I think
are you
they have
asking
those a little
for a
bit everywhere.
store?
Yeah. Who are those people?
Well, I'm sure they have some of that too.
Okay. So I was assuming that those folks were called Spirit Halloween, but they're separate. At any rate, Chipotle now has a setup where you can put on a body costume and you can go as a napkin, a fork, a water cup, a burrito, or a to-go bag for Halloween.
I didn't understand the fork. That one, I was like, what is that?
That sounded like something you would be interested in, being a big Chipotle fan.
I looked at all those. I had considered it. It'd be kind of funny. But they do the burrito thing, right? Where if you dress as a burrito, you get a discount. It used to be free. I don't know if it's free anymore, but basically it was just like a bunch of high school kids wrapped in tinfoil is what I'd see at the local Chipotle.
But you guys know the gimmick I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. They had didn't one of them have the super tight, Blue Man Group outfit as well?
They're like bodysuits.
Yeah, the bodysuit, that's what
The
it's called.
bodysuit, you just pull it over your head and it's over. Let's see. Okay, maybe this year says Halloween Express. It doesn't matter, I guess. But it's just one of those real quick deals you just pull over your head and you're ready to go. You can go as a burrito, a napkin, a fork, a water cup, or a to-go bag.
The to-go bag is pretty cool. I like that one.
Like KFC does that kind of stuff too, right? A lot of them will sell. Like KFC had those Crocs that sold out immediately.
Oh, yeah. I think they had a fried chicken candle, too.
Or a log, too, for the fireplace.
Yeah, the log. Yeah.
I want you to try to gut it out all night this Halloween, Josh. I want you to dress up as something just absolutely blood-curdlingly scary, and I want to see if you can gut it out all night scaring those friggin' kids.
That would be really cool, Josh.
You're too nice of a guy.
Yeah, that scarecrow thing looked pretty sweet.
I mean, my buddy Dane, when he and his wife lived in this house here in town years ago, oh my damn, their setup was legitimately freaky, like really, really freaky, and I thought it was so much fun. But I mean, and it got scarier and scarier every year because Dane was in full control of this, and he really, that was his goal, is he wanted kids to run for their lives. And finally, one year it got so bad where his wife came home and saw what he had put together that afternoon for Halloween, and she said, "This is ridiculous. There's not one child who will stop by here tonight." But that made it so much fun.
I'm jealous. I've always wanted to do that, just deck out my yard. But I mean,
I even got the creep. I even got the creeps walking up his driveway. I mean, the fake blood and smoke, and then he would play these scary sound effects from inside the house that sounded like everyone was being murdered and chainsaws. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we do the music, the fog machines, lights, all that kind of stuff. I got a couple new lights this year.
Yeah, and you got some time yet to make it even bigger. So
yeah, I want to someday learn how to make a whole set, right? Not just some of the stuff you put out there, but like a castle, a cemetery. I've got the tombstones and things, but broken fences and stuff like that.
Hawk tombstones?
Hawk tombstones.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Hawk stones.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Maybe a gargoyle. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
A gargoyle.
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Electrostatic Printer Jesus and his special lady on their way to have a baby boy today. Congrats.
I'm sorry to interrupt, and that is great, and congratulations if that's what you're into. I'm sorry to interrupt, but people have straightened me out. They're saying that the really quick, cheap, pull-it-over-your-head Halloween costumes where you can be everything from a friggin' foot to a dinosaur is Party City.
Well,
Oh, yeah, they have a lot of those.
Are they all gone or mostly gone, Party City? I know we lost ours.
Okay.
But you can also get a bunch of helium balloons there if you want.
Yeah,
Party
you
City,
can.
whatever you need.
Dude, now we're talking.
Happy 52nd to MJ from your smoking hot wife. Happy 17th birthday to Bram. And have an awesome Monday, brother and sisterhood. We're giving you a little break from us tomorrow, but we will be back Wednesday through the rest of the week. Hope to see you then.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating and Air is looking for an accounting administrator and customer service representatives to join their team. Learn more at standardheating.com/careers today.